Live.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, I bet. Welcome everyone to Davey's Dark Tournament, the show where we have y'all join us in the Discord to champion for your favorite combatants. You know the vibes, who you got, what diff, and why. My name is Seb.
My name is Larry.
And this is that One Piece talk.
Woo!
That was the cleanest I've done it so far.
You definitely sounded like me.
I feel like that was the cleanest that I've done it so far.
We sounded very similar.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
But welcome everyone. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I know I am. And please, if y'all haven't noticed in the text box already, absolutely no 1079 chapter spoilers. We know it's out. I've read it. Larry hasn't. So do not bring none of that to the DDT. You will be permabanned.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
Yeah.
Instantaneously. There is zero tolerance policy for spoilers in the chat. But welcome, y'all. How's it going? Larry, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah.
I think I think last week's spoilers were kind of up in the air for me. And then this week's spoilers are like so hard to dodge. It's usually not like that for me, to be honest, because I have such an easy time avoiding them because it's just not available to me. Like, I don't follow anybody. I don't do much of those things anymore because I just find so much more enjoyment in finding out the chapter. But it's like something really big happened this chapter, obviously, and everybody's like been talking about it. So I'm so glad. I can't wait to get it over with. I haven't been able to respond to any comments, and I have to avoid all comments on our socials, like our YouTube. I couldn't like anything. Yeah. I had to turn off my notifications for it. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Obviously, you can't be on Twitter, but you know, I've had to like predate and schedule some of the videos that we've been posting because I just have to stay away so much. So
sounds like a grind, bro. It really does.
This week has been a grind, but it hasn't been like this often. But this is the first time I am annoyed. Because like I think like people overall are spoiling so much that like they don't really care about anybody else, and like that kind of annoys me, bro. Because like the chapter didn't even drop for TCB or OP scans, and everybody was still going off. So it's like me and Chestnut are going to do the chapter review at 9:15 today.
Yes, it was pushed up to today. So I know on our schedule it showed it was going to be something that we did tomorrow, but it's going to be after the DDT. So we're going to wrap up as quickly as we can with the DDT this week so that Larry can do his live chapter reaction with the great Chestnut Tanuki tonight at 9:30.
9:30, yeah.
Yes. So tune in for that to see Larry's reaction to chapter 1079. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Did you want to stay? And did you want to join us?
I kind of do.
But you can't say anything. Sebastian, I really will fight you.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right.
I'm not going to say anything.
You can't, though.
My only fear is Shay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be home by X time.
Yeah. I mean, like it's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, you could join, but you really can't, bro. You
I'm not spoiling anything, bro. When have I ever really spoiled you, for real?
Podcast episode that we're just on.
You didn't see anything.
Yo, I almost did.
Were you spoiled?
Almost.
I asked you a specific question.
No. But I almost
so
was.
When have I spoiled you?
Who does that, though?
Bro, I literally... Never mind, bro. Never mind.
All right. Anyway, hello, everybody. So we have the matchups. We're basically going to bring everybody in. If you're new to Sebastian's Davey's Dark Tournament, you go into the Discord. And you go into the voice chat called the Entrance to the Den, and then you could join our chat. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag everybody in, and we're going to make this as simple as possible. So I'm going to do that right now.
Yes, everyone, please make sure you are muted up when we drag you up into the voice channel. And make sure you have the stream itself muted in the background when you guys are up in here so we're not getting too much static. And as always, please do not talk over one another. Wait till you're called upon. It's just harder for us to work everything out with the editing, and it's just not great visual content when people are talking over one another. But we're excited. We got some really dope matchups today. Larry sent them out in the Discord. Should be a lot of fun. I think our first matchup is Yonji versus Dellinger. So hopefully y'all did y'all research.
Should I bring everybody in?
Yeah, drop everybody in there.
All right. Dropping everybody in now. Damn. more people are joining.
Good. Yo, what's up going on? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the DDT.
I'm on like episode 23 of
Oh, word? I'm not hearing them.
Let me change it.
Oh yeah, that's a golden sports anime.
I'm on
It's the best.
There we go. I can hear him now. What'd you say, 𝗲𝗏𝘅?
I'm on episode 23 of 𝐓𝐢𝐻𝐢𝐻 𝐕.
23.
That's
That's
Mashiba versus Miyata, like the start of it.
Oh, it's lit.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
it's
Yeah.
lit. Oh,
That's a good
𝗲𝗏𝘅,
one.
that's a golden sports anime, so you're in for a treat.
yo, that and one outs are top. Like they gotta be top two. I'm trying to think of another sports anime that I
But
love.
Seb, I'm not sure if you started it, but Blue Lock is coming for the top spot, man.
No, it's not.
Blue Lock is
No,
fine.
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is, man.
No, it's not.
I
No,
don't
it's
read it
not.
though.
No, it's not.
I don't read it though.
Different.
I'm
Listen.
anime only, so I don't read it. But
Chris, I'll drop you right now, bro. It's not.
Hajime?
Okay, it's not. I used to read 𝗡. Like I used to binge hundreds
You would
of
skip
chapters
school
of 𝗡.
for it.
Yes, I would skip school,
I
bro.
watched 𝗡 from beginning to end like 3 or 4 times, man. Like
You read it?
no one-
Blue Lock not on that level, bro. It's just not.
Larry
I said it
seemed
has
like an
it
ice
definitely
Shield
has
21
potential,
kind of
man.
guy.
It definitely
Yo,
has
if you're
potential.
not caught up on 𝗡 manga, you can't talk.
Damn, Larry, you said you can't talk.
I didn't know the manga's still going on. Is 𝗡
I feel
like the world
like-
champion yet?
Chris, yo, drop Chris. Somebody drop Chris, bro.
Bro,
I'm
spoiled.
manga
Drop
only.
Chris, bro.
I'm manga only for One Piece, man. I'm manga only for One Piece.
I feel like Larry like an Ice Shield 21 or Prince of Tennis kind of guy, you know?
Nah, Prince of Tennis too childish for him. I show 21's all right.
Nah, I like 𝗡𝐻 my faves.
Yo, 𝗡 is top tier.
I'm back. 𝗡𝐻 definitely number 1, but Blue Lock is a close number 2.
That's what I
Not
keep
Blue
saying.
Lock.
That's kinda
Blue Lock
crazy.
got
Blue Lock-
potential.
We gotta get to the DDT.
No,
Bro, of all the sports animes, Blue Lock got potential for sure, man, for sure.
it do, but I don't. It's not beating
Listen,
𝗡𝐻.
y'all-
I'm sorry.
𝗲𝗏𝘅 is
It
right.
got
We do
potential.
have to wrap this episode up a little quicker than we normally do because Larry is reacting to the chapter tonight. That should be a good one. But
No way, for real?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome y'all to the DDT. I can't see everybody's faces. I don't know.
Oh my
yeah,
bad.
bro. Just
My bad.
looking at us.
There you go.
There we go. I can see y'all now. Welcome. I see Barnes. I see 𝗲𝗏𝘅. I see 𝗏𝐻𝐻𝐿, Chris, Psycho. I think it's Psycho. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, now
Psycho.
Psycho's in here.
Let's go. I'm missing somebody.
two
Soul,
Psychos.
JT, McLovin. Appreciate and Wanda. Appreciate y'all all being here with us. Definitely have a good time. But y'all know the vibes. Who you got? What diff? And why? And our first matchup is going to be Yonji versus Dellinger. So I'm gonna go in order of what I see on my screen here, and I gotta go to my boy S. I gotta go to Barnes first, cause Larry hung up on him.
No, I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. He hung up on Barnes on the latest episode of that One Piece talk. I apologize, Barnes, for the
Barnes.
rudeness that you experienced when you called in a few days ago.
Yo,
It is what it is.
Barnes, I did not hang up on
Yo,
you.
yes, you did, bro. He said, Barb, hang up.
Bro,
And-
watch back that section of the DDT episode so many times and laugh.
Listen,
Yo, I meant to
but-
say hang up on Sebastian to mute his mic,
bro.
but I used the wrong words.
Barnes, he was trying to get you up out of there.
No, it was a great question. It's probably the best question of the night.
Yo, honestly, that was a great episode. I laughed profusely, and I don't use that word often. But Barnes,
What word do you use instead?
a lot.
Seb don't got the vocabulary for all that, you know?
Spell vocabulary, bro.
Spell profusely.
Spell profusely. Yeah, go ahead, Barnes.
Who was it fighting? Dellinger versus Yonji? Yonji
Yes.
is green, right?
Yes.
That's how you say. That's how you like identify them.
I mean, that's a decent way to do it. They color coded.
It's like
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
not like some. That's like some Zoro type thing y'all talking about right now. Bro.
Listen,
I
Yeah,
genuinely
it's
can't
like Power
recognize them
Rangers.
without the colors.
well, I
Listen,
think
Power
the color
Rangers.
scheme is a decent way to identify which one is which.
Or he's the youngest brother.
Nah,
Because their names
it's literally like Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any of their names, but you know the Blue Ranger, Red Ranger, etc.
Y'all know Tommy and Jason? That's
What I'm
crazy.
saying?
Hold on,
Who
𝗲𝗏𝘅.
is
You know
Tommy
Tommy and
Jason?
Jason? You're like 12 years old, bro. What are you talking about?
What was
There's a reboot, Seb. That's why.
They rebooted the Power Rangers?
It's
Like
I don't
a
even know
million
about that.
times.
They
Bro,
rebooted
all
like
they
4
do is
times.
Power Rangers.
I'm just a Power Rangers fan.
Wait, The pink girl is poison. The blue guy is electricity. The red guy is fire, lasers.
Lasers, yeah.
Lasers. And
Explosion.
I have no idea what Yonji's power is.
It was strength. It was strength.
Winch.
He's a wind. So he was like wind / grabbing stuff and throwing it. He was like
Basically, yeah.
like electro arm, like it would like stretch.
He's
He's
If I remember right, Dellinger got folded by Cavendish, right?
Yes, sir.
Was that with or without Hakuba?
it was with Hakuba.
Okay. And he has a raid suit. Okay, I'm gonna give it to Yonji because he has a raid suit, and I feel like that ruins the Fishman advantage, and Fishmen don't have a great history in the series. So
All right.
Where Fishman come from?
I'm gonna give it to.
He's like a fighting
Oh,
fish, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yonji's a Fishman.
Oh, I completely
Like,
forgot about that.
He has
That's like half
horns
of his
and-
fighting style, Traverse.
It's just fish. It's just him being fishy, and like I haven't seen Dellinger use any hockey.
I thought bro was just a little freak.
You're wild. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Yonji. Mid, high diff. I think that's a tough fight for him because Yonji, I remember being soft. I just remember Yonji from the cover stories, and he wasn't putting in the work. So, yeah, that's it.
Appreciate the take. Barnes will go to Ice Ball. And Ice Ball, I can't recall if you've been on the DDT before. I think, is this your first time?
Yeah, first time.
Hey, man, you got the smooth. You see the smoothness of the voice? Calm and cool, collected. First time in DDT. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, man.
I've been watching y'all for
Yo,
like
I
a
spot
year
was
now.
going in the Discord today.
Yeah? Love to see it.
Yeah. I'm a kid hater, bro. D1 kid hater, bro.
Oh.
Alright.
I was rejoicing today.
Okay. Hey.
What happened?
No
I was just happy.
1079 spoilers whatsoever.
So start the
Alright.
GoFundMe then.
Alright. So like I'm giving it to Yonji. Just cause the race suit, cause Dillinger, I'm looking at Dillinger right now and he don't look like he could take the heat, to be honest. He don't look like he take the heat. So yeah, that's it. Yonji, the diff. I say mid diff, low mid diff.
Alright. Appreciate the take, Ice Ball. We'll go to my man Traverse.
All right. You know, Dillinger, he a little twink, you know. I don't think he really stepped into Yonji like that.
Jeez. Twink.
Like
Come on, bro.
Yonji kind of jacked. But if we really getting into it, it was Yonji fought against Daifuku, right? Or like for a little bit they fought against each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I misremembering that?
I think he like hit him when they were freeing the Straw Hats.
Mm. But yeah, I guess I don't really see what Dillinger can do against the raid suit. Or like, I don't think anything that Yonji has, Dillinger has an answer for, you know? But again, this depends on how you scale Cavendish, like how high up you have him. So I got Yonji and Cavendish, or Hakuba specifically, at a similar level. So I must still put Yonji above Dillinger. So like mid diff.
Yo, Larry, I need your help here, bro. Mistakes were made.
Am I the only one not Dillinger?
Maybe.
You might be.
Maybe.
Yo, high kill, booty butts,
It's 3 now.
fighting.
All right. Appreciate the take, Traverse. We'll go to McLovin.
Yo, Jersey, Wagwan.
What up? Wagwan, man.
So I got Yonji because the race suit, of course, and as I'm currently watching One Piece and the Dressrosa arc, I don't feel like Dillinger got that dog in him. Like he's too much of a brat. Like he'll fight for a little bit, he'll get upset, and then he'll just run off. But like I don't think he got that against Yonji. Yonji will pack him up real easy.
Okay. Appreciate the take. McLovin, we'll go to Wanda.
Yeah. Real quick, is it too late to change from Kinemon to a Pooh?
Yeah, man, it's too late.
A little late there, bro.
It's too late, bro. It was a close one too, man. It was very close. I tried to tell y'all Pooh was taking that. Whatever.
So yeah, like bro said, Yonji soft. I got Dillinger.
Right. I messed it up last time somehow.
He took out the I think some of the main people from the tournament bracket. You know, they wasn't too strong, but I think one of them was pretty fast. The dude, the boxing dude with the arms.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty decent.
I think his name was.
Yeah, he was pretty decently fast, and he took him out pretty effortlessly. He got some pretty decent attack power. He took out Bellamy pretty easily. And I don't know who Bellamy fought against in the tournament, but you know, he's not too bad. And
I got some minor pushback on the Bellamy thing, but it's not that deep.
What is?
Bellamy was like mentally broken by that point by the fact that Dellinger was attacking him. I don't know if it was like a straight up Bellamy can't beat Dellinger situation. It was like a Doflamingo really having me get assassinated in the cut right now. Kind of mental fragility. At least that's how I interpreted the situation. I don't think, based off things that I've seen from Bellamy, I don't think he would lose in a fight to Dellinger. But
he got the teeth. I don't know if that can get through the race suit, but I'm sure. And they can grow. I think he can grow them back at will, right?
He can grow them back. Yeah. I don't know about at will, but he can definitely grow them back.
I don't know how many times, but maybe a couple bites and get through the exoskeleton. But yeah, I got extreme death.
All right. Appreciate the take, Wandon. We'll go to the MVP of the DDT, as he proclaimed himself, JT.
I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. I'm not gonna glaze German 6'6". I'm gonna leave that to Javerse. But I'm gonna just say
He knows what's up.
I'm gonna just say, you know, I mean the raid suit, how they just built different. Even though Yonji's easily the worst in the family, the 𝗵𝐻 family, because he's just kind of a bum and he got worked. I'm gonna still give it to Yonji. Dellinger, he kind of just a little free. I just don't like him. Like he's a little turd, bro. I can't stand him. I'm never gonna pull for him in a fight. Yonji, he seems like he hits pretty hard. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Yonji.
And what's the diff?
Well, I'll say actually I'm gonna say extreme diff. Actually, I'm gonna say extreme.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the take, JT. We'll go to 𝐓𝐻𝐿. What's going on, man?
Yo. I think the Germatech, the raid suit, the 𝗵𝐻 jeans, everything in general is just too much. But more importantly, I don't like Dellinger, so I'm gonna go with Yonji, and I'm gonna do that at high def.
Yo, Sam, I sense a lot of bias. That's two people that was just like, I don't like Dellinger.
What's good with the Dellinger?
Yo,
hate?
my
Dellinger
vote's
do
just as important.
You know what?
Dellinger was alright.
Whoa.
Let me explain. I feel like a lot of people
don't matter.
He was only high. Like he was high.
Is there like a secret Bellamy fan club that y'all isn't telling me about?
Have you ever heard Dellinger laugh in the anime?
Who's a fan of Bellamy, bro?
Barnes, what are you doing? What are you? What is that, bro?
You got the mystery mouse Kaku.
Yo, bro.
I put a rubber band around some scissors and I'm fidgeting with it.
Okay.
That boy got a doodad.
Alright, I mean, I guess. I don't know what that was about, but okay. But yeah, I appreciate the take, 𝐓𝐻𝐿. I just feel like y'all, this is just bias against Dellinger, and I don't know if it's because he's a fish or because he was rocking heels. But y'all need to check yourselves, man. Okay.
Party Pete in here.
I'm not good at power
fishman. People like Dellinger's just not one of them. Dellinger's just not one of them. I can tell you that right now.
That's fair. But all right, we'll go to my man Psycho. It's been a minute, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, but listen, the high heels, the can I say booty shorts on here?
You can say booty shorts, man. He was
Booty
rocking them.
shorts with the sweater and the cap. You know what I'm saying? This is drip. This is drip. Dillinger all day, and he gonna stick a heel in Yonji in the raid suit.
So you saying the raid suit ain't drip?
And ill. I'm sorry, I'm like 36 years old. I don't watch the Power Rangers no more.
What? Okay. All right.
Yonji destroyed his raid suit, so you know when the White Ranger destroyed his raid suit, that's over. He can't. Ain't no Megazording. But anyway, how you gonna talk about Dillinger and you voted against him?
Who?
Me?
That's Barnes.
Say what?
One of the best things.
My reasons were because were legitimate reasons.
He even pulled out the scissors with the rubber band on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight there.
Hey, bro, I have a history. I have a history on DDT of occasionally going against my own arguments.
I know. I've watched all of the DDTs. I've been in.
Hey, bro, listen.
They've changed the rules of DDT.
I just thought my vote didn't change. I still think Dillinger will lose. I just think it's important for us to look at the fight and their abilities.
Barnes just be here for the vibes, yo. Don't mind him.
Conqueror's hockey in the heel, bro.
Oh my god.
Barnes just be here for the vibes.
Psycho, we said fair and reasonable speculation, man.
In the 6-inch stiletto.
Hey, bro, listen, make your vote.
All right, I appreciate the take, Psycho. Who was next? We got a couple people jumped in. Let's go with
Pig.
Psycho Turtle.
Yeah, Pig came in too.
Oh, what's up, Pig?
What's up, Pig?
What's up?
But yeah, let's go to Psycho Turtle.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Is this your first DDT? I'm trying to recall the name.
I've watched for a while, but this is my first time in the Discord. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Welcome.
you for joining, bro.
But I think I'm gonna pick. I think I gotta go Dillinger. Probably hard diff. Because during Dressrosa we saw him. He was kind of packing people up. He was messing a lot of people up. I think he has the speed and strength to compete with Yonji. Being half a fish man and everything. And I don't think Yonji has got a good shot.
Okay. Appreciate the take, Psycho. We'll go to Shin. What's going on, Shin?
My boy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I've just been chilling. But let's get to the DDT. I think Yonji obviously has this. 1, because of the raid suit. 2, Yonji's durability is insane. Plus, he still has the regen, just like Sanji, so it's the same. And I don't see Dillinger putting out any attacks, no matter how many teeth he can regrow. Because if he can just bite through the exoskeleton, what's the point of having an exoskeleton that's like superior to everything else? You feel me? So it's like Yonji is obviously going to take this with his strength feats, his durability feats. I don't even know his abilities. Like, I know the other people's abilities, but his was like strength or wind or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think Dillinger doesn't have anything in his bag, nor like has fought any considerable opponents to the point where like I see him like being able to fight Yonji, whereas Yonji was fighting Daifuku and stuff. So I'm gonna give it to Yonji mid-diff.
Okay. Appreciate the take, Shin. We'll go to my man Soul. What's going on, Soul?
Yo. I personally feel that Yonji has it at mid-diff only because I feel like he's stronger than Dillinger. Dillinger has the heels and he has the long legs, but I feel like Yonji's snapping those. I feel like he outstrengths him. That's just me personally, though.
All right. Appreciate the take, Soul. We'll go to my man Pig. Did we lose Pig? I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's there.
He's here. Top left.
Oh, is he?
He's here.
Oh,
Think
he's
he's
there.
Hey, you're not driving, is you?
Oh,
Stay safe, my
oh,
brother.
oh, there we go.
I'm in the desert. Y'all are fine. I'm hands free.
Yeah, man. You said your toes in the Pacific. What's going on? You still vacationing?
No, that was for work. I got
Oh.
out there for work, went to the beach to relax for a couple minutes, and now I'm heading back to West Virginia to turn around and go to Cali again.
All right. See, Pig on the road, man. Pig doing his
West
thing.
Coast.
Oh my God.
Big travel. I forget what Yonji's ability even is.
I mean, I can explain that a bit. I guess out of the brothers, she's like the most. You know how like Queen has that like robot arm that he can like stretch out.
Yeah.
Yonji has like the same thing basically.
Okay, so it's the strength and reach. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Yonji against Dellinger or mid-diff. Yonji's got the better mobility. I mean, yeah, we see Dellinger take a couple of hits there and Dressrosa, but yeah, I'm giving it to the German kid. Yonji's got it. Mid-diff, low diff.
All right.
Why you shaking your head, Chris?
Just wait for it to be my turn. That's all I gotta say.
You next, Chris. Appreciate the take, Pig. So Chris, what next? What's going on, Chris?
What's going on?
Got the silky on again,
Yo.
man. I see him. I thought this man he had
Like-
no waves.
I was trying to get waves. I wasn't trying to get waves back there.
No waves when I seen him.
I was trying to get waves back there. Relax. You gotta come back to DMV though. I gotta come to Jersey.
I'm pulling up soon. I will talk.
I was actually in New York a couple weeks ago, but I was like too busy.
Ain't
But
hit us at all. That's crazy. Yo.
I was too busy. But I'll make my way up there. Yo, the raid suit got y'all in a chokehold, and it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, not all raid suits are built the same, or at least the wearer of the raid suit. And what I mean by that is, you know, y'all looked at Sanji's feat with Queen, you know, taking that sword and repairing his own broken bones. Yonji ain't do that. He needed a whole machine when Sanji kicked him in the face one time to repair his face. You know what I'm saying? And he needed like employees to work that machine. So he can't even do it on his own. And so in a one-on-one fight, if he's taking damage, he's not necessarily repairing himself right away, you know? And Dellinger is like extremely fast. You know, I'm not gonna go as far as say he's like faster than like a Sanji or Kanjuro type character, but we saw him move so fast that he was able to create like images of himself, like multiple images. I don't think we ever seen another character do that. And so you guys know me, I'm like a big proponent of if you can't touch your opponent, it doesn't even matter. So to me, like Yonji doesn't seem quick enough to even touch Dellinger. Meanwhile, Dellinger is quick and strong enough to deal huge blows to Yonji. And it's so crazy that y'all lean so heavily on the raid suit so much. I heard half of y'all say that you don't even remember his abilities and y'all still gonna choose him. You know what I'm saying? Like Yonji is trash. He's utter trash. And there's a reason why you don't remember his abilities because he's trash. You know what I'm saying?
To say, but Dellinger is a fish man.
Look, I rock with the fishmen. You know what I'm saying? Fishmen are black. I'm black. I'm a rock. Like y'all hate the fishermen all you want. I rock with the fishmen.
Ooh.
Oh, what? Chris, that was very well said. It was, and I appreciated that take. Did we mark Chris's take? Did you say Dellinger? Or did you say the diff?
Yeah, Dellinger mid diff.
Did we mark his already?
Oh, that's just crazy.
Oh wait, I didn't even finish my point. Hold on, wait. Also, like, you know, one other thing I gotta say is that Dellinger was an infant when he was on Doflamingo's crew from the jump. Not everyone on Doflamingo's crew was there from the very beginning, but Dellinger was. And back then, if you weren't strong, you weren't in his crew. And even as an infant, he was strong enough to be in the crew. He was like what, 5-6 years old when they took over the Dressrosa. You know what I'm saying? And he put in work as a 6-year-old. He put in more work than Law did when they were the same age. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like y'all can't like sleep on Dellinger.
Hey, Chris, I'm gonna just
Go
say
ahead.
that don't really matter because Buggy was on Roger's crew, and he is trash.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being an apprentice and being an actual crewmate. And I think Dillinger was an actual crewmate. You know, was he on the level he was as he is currently? Clearly not, you know, but I believe he's one of the combatants for Doflamingo's crew. So he's high level. And to me, I feel like if you put Brash Yonji in that crew, he's not gonna get that like same title. You know what I'm saying? Like the race suit is cute and all, but y'all gotta let that go. Like you can still take damage. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still get fatigued. We saw Sanji faint after his queen fight. So yeah, okay, cool. His bones are back together, but you can still clearly feel damage. You can still clearly get fatigued. It does not make you invincible. Like we gotta let the race suit go.
Chris, can I give some pushback for you?
Guys, we gotta get everyone else's takes real quick. We'll get rebuttals in a minute. But we'll go. Appreciate the take, Chris. We'll go to KJ. What's going on, KJ?
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, Chris. I appreciate you doing all that, dog, for real. But what's the count right now, Seb? What's the score looking like?
Right now it's 9-4, and on the YouTube chat it was like 43-0. Yeah. Chris's take got Dellinger a vote on YouTube, so I appreciate that, Chris. I really do. Yeah. It is now 96% to 4%.
I should have went first. I feel like it would have been more 50-50.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That it was good, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. That was good because I totally forgot about Dellinger. But then again, like you are right. Like the raid suits do come differently for each sibling, for what we know of right now. But Seb always goes like, this is reasonable speculation. So if it come to 1-on-1, and then you have a raid suit, and then we have these other abilities that we've seen Dellinger do, I don't know, dog. It's like, to me, I see what you're saying, 100%. But we all on this raid suit because we seen Sanji with it. He's seen his sister and then his other brother. So it's just like there could be possibly more, especially with Judge and how his ideas was for this third son, with Yonji. So I gotta go ahead and just for right now, I gotta give it to Yonji. But honestly, Chris, if you did go first, I probably would have been Dellinger.
Did he just say speculation? I gotta take a shot.
And then I should also specify there is a difference between a ray suit and exoskeleton, so I will admit that. But the exoskeleton, like I said, like we've seen Yonji take damage from it, from WCI Sanji. You know what I'm saying? Like base. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. No. I got you. Yeah, 100%. Hey, you a Lakers fan?
Huge Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying? So we got a game tonight. That's why I got the purple and gold silky on this time.
We good. Yeah.
We good.
Yeah. You good.
Okay,
yeah. You good in my book. Yeah.
Listen,
great minds think alike.
Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Lakers took that L to the Knicks recently. That's all I know. But I appreciate the take, KJ. We'll move on to Nolan. What's going on, Nolan?
No Bron.
No Brunson.
Yo.
Okay.
Yo. I wanted to agree with Chris. All I wanted to do is say Dellinger, but it's not about the raid suits. It's the genetics. It's the heart. It's the Judge kid stuff, man. I'm probably just gonna give it to Yonji, but I'm still gonna give it high diff because it's Fishman, half Fishman.
Hey, yo, real quick, did Sanji use hockey to damage Yonji's face?
It was off panel, if I remember correctly. So we don't know.
I don't think Dellinger has the durability he needs to take down Yonji. I feel like Yonji will just be able to take a couple hits.
And I never got to say my diff. My bad. I never got to say my diff. I just want to say mid diff. My bad.
Well, are you good?
I think Dellinger moved the 10-ton fatty, so I think he could damage the exoskeleton. I don't know.
He moved Mac Vice? Did that happen?
Mm-hmm. He did, but he was like complaining about it. Like he was in pain afterwards.
I mean, true. But like, I don't think he'll need that much force to damage the raid suit.
Hey. Either way, appreciate the take, Nolan. Larry, I think it's on you.
Can I wait till?
Oh wait, no, we gotta get rebuttals in real quick.
Can I wait till after Larry speak?
Okay, Shin, you had a rebuttal earlier.
Is there anybody else left?
Yeah, I did. So I got a rebuttal for most of the stuff Chris said. You said Yonji and stuff is trash. Yeah, Dillinger is too. Don't act like he's an executive. Don't act like he's doing amazing stuff in the One Piece world. This man is trash as well. And not only that, like I said, it's the exoskeleton and the raised suit that he has to get past. Even if he kicked Mach Vice, I'm not sure if he kicked him when he was 10 tons or when he kicked him when Mach Vice had his devil ability like not active, so he only weighed like 300 pounds. But it's like Dillinger doesn't have like. Do Dillinger even got hockey? Can someone like correct me or anything?
He doesn't.
So like even he doesn't have hockey. His strength is like okay. The best you can say is okay. Like Yonji being a German kid, you saying Dillinger was on Dofi's crew as an infant, 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, the German crew, they was infants and kids. They could have done the same thing. Dillinger wasn't 5 or 6 going against like people of notice like heroes or something. Like, no, Dillinger was out here messing with civilians. Yonji could do the same thing as a kid. Like, let's keep it a buck for real. Like, Yonji, they was known as their kid, like being able to beat faster, stronger, and more skillful than any grown man at a kid's level. So it's like, you can't really say that as a kid he did all this. Like Yonji wouldn't be able to do this. He was like Yonji was a genetic mutation of just pure strength and speed. So like Yonji would have been able to do it all that. And then you said did stuff that Law couldn't do. Yeah, that was before Law even had the Opie no me, and boy was still sick from white leg disease. So it's like none of that really matters when it comes to Yonji fighting him. Yonji is gonna fight him. Yonji has the strength feats. Yonji has the speed feats with the race suit because the race suit accelerates your speed. And he already had that natural boost in speed based off the genetic thing that Judge did to him. So it's like, even though Dillinger is fast, he's not too fast to the point where Yonji's not going to be able to react to him. You feel me?
He is too fast. And I brought
Come
up
on,
the
bro.
Dillinger, being in the crew since he was 6. Not to say that he was strong when he was 6. I'm just saying he's been fighting since then. It's kind of like the minks. You know what I'm saying? Like they learned to fight before they could walk. So they're
Yonji was fighting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But here's two things. There are two things. Hold on. There are 2 things that consistently have a lot of y'all in chokeholds. One is the race suit. The second one is hockey. Like we have seen fodder Marines use armament. They beating people that don't have hockey. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is there's different factors, you know what I'm saying? So you don't need hockey to
and if we're accounting for different factors,
a character needs hockey to damage
a race suit.
When has it ever been said that someone needs hockey to damage a race suit?
So I understand that, but literally the exoskeleton and stuff was literally made just so they don't have to use hockey. You feel me? So like literally to damage the race suit and stuff, you have to either be of considerable strength or be able to use hockey. That's the whole reason.
Is of considerable strength.
That's false. That is false. That's literally
not false. He defeated like 8 of the Coliseum like combatants, like '𝐷𝐸 and et cetera. I forgot her name.
Yeah. Other fodder people. Like what?
But with ease, it wasn't like. But I'm saying like with ease, he had them packing each of them.
You don't think Yonji can do that?
I don't.
To kind of what you're saying about the whole Coliseum.
I think Yonji is not that strong. Like honestly, like. Who have we seen him packed up? Who is the strongest character Yonji beat? A chess piece?
It was what's called. He beat a few of Big Mom's kids, and then they sent 10K Big Mom to Germa. And we can't account for how many Yonji beat himself, but those 4 still beat 10K people from Big Mom's crew.
Like Yonji
and
beat,
you know, Chris, you the
Kid 89.
Chris,
like come
Chris,
on, like what are we doing here?
Chris, you the big anime guy, right? We see Yonji fight one of them in the anime. We get the full thing. We get the breakdown. And
There
we
was
see him
absolutely when I first watched Whole Cake Island and I saw the German kids, I was like, wow, Yonji is trash. Like that's literally
worst out of the 4.
But who was you comparing him to? Who was you comparing
by
him
far? By far.
Yeah, no, he's notably the weakest out of the 4.
I'm sorry, being able to use your go-go gadget arms doesn't impress me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so Luffy wasn't impressive with his pistol. That's what you're
A
telling me.
lot of
All right,
people,
hold on.
a lot of
It's
people,
good.
a lot of
Bro,
people, objectively,
It's the same.
ruining my whole argument.
objectively speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like we all love One Piece. You know, the more you watch, we know what Luffy's really about. But you can't tell me a lot of people don't first watch the first couple episodes and think Luffy's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just a fact. A lot of people are not impressed by that sort of an ability. You know what I'm saying? So what, we're gonna compare Yonji to Luffy now? Like Yonji's not him. You know what I'm saying? Like even if his ability is similar, he's not Queen, he's not Luffy. Like just because you have the same ability doesn't mean like you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can have the race suit, you can have the exoskeleton, but Yonji is not as strong as Ichiji, right? Yonji is not as strong as the others who I forgot the name, Reiju and the blue dude, right?
Right. It's common sense not to be stronger than your older brother. It's common sense.
Oh, hold
Sanji's stronger than them.
Hold up now.
Sanji's stronger than them, right? When did you say stronger? So now we're ranking the siblings. So Sanji's the third strongest.
Bro, that's because you want me to tell you why Sanji is stronger than all his siblings? Because literally none of his siblings trained like Sanji did. Sanji trained on top of being.
So tell Yonji to hit the weight room because he's not being Dillinger. It's all
And
right.
what is Dillinger doing? Dillinger hitting up the
we gotta move on. We gotta move on. Larry, it's on you.
Can I ask Chris one last question?
Go ahead, JT.
All right, Chris, one question, bro. Who's faster, Whole Cake Sanji or Dillinger?
Come on, bro.
Like in
I
terms
don't
of
know.
what? I don't know. Honestly,
One question.
honestly, it's slightly tough because I'm saying like at Dressrosa, Dillinger definitely has a speed feat that we haven't seen anyone do. And I'm not going to. I know I'm like the Zoro guy, and I pretend to hate on Sanji. I like Sanji, but it is something that we haven't seen Sanji like do. Now, if Sanji saw that, could he replicate it? Perhaps. I will bet on it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what were the rules of the DDT? We got to see it on panel. I didn't see Sanji do it by Whole Cake Island. You know what I'm saying? So Whole Cake Island Sanji arguably is slower than Dillinger if we're going off panels. You know what I'm saying? And so like Dillinger legit got like a Pokemon double team move, like and he got copies like he's Naruto. And is Yonji quick enough to attack each of those copies and make sure he got the right one? I don't think so. Because what I will confidently say is that Yonji is slower than Sanji.
I mean, but listen, but Daifuku was low key locking up Sanji, and Yonji was keeping up with Daifuku just as easily.
But Javerse. Oh no, I am team speed is overrated. And the only reason I say that is because I don't think speed is the only component to like a fight. Just because
so
you
why are you
fast.
talking about Dillinger?
Because that's not the only thing he has. And I also say that like in order to win, you gotta be able to attack your opponent. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dillinger just has an extreme evasive like speed feat, and we've seen him use it. And I don't think, and the only person that was able to beat Dillinger was Cavendish in his Hakubu form, whatever it's called, his form. And that's because Hakubu form, and Hakubu is quick. Hakubu is quick enough to catch Dillinger, and Hakubu is definitely quicker than Yonji. And so to me, like Yonji is like too slow, and I think like I said, the exoskeleton is a little overrated. We've seen it get damaged by base Sanji. And so to me, to expect that like, oh, okay, with the exoskeleton, if he takes damage, he's automatically gonna rejuvenate and he'll be fine is a reach, because we've seen him get hurt with the exoskeleton, and we've seen him having to use scientific technology to fix himself. And I'm not giving him that in the DDT because it's just him there. So he's not, in my head, he's not gonna have those human clones and a doctor by his side to fix him up each and every time he gets hurt.
Tell him, Chris. It's a
That boy got to be a salesman.
The back
Thank you.
all the raid suits. No raid suits in the DDT.
No, you can definitely use your raid suit in DDT.
No
You use the race suit, but
race
y'all
suit.
gotta stop acting like once they put it on, they could just beat whoever. Like Yonji's
I mean, I
not
feel like
one just because
I'm
we
not
saw
gonna-
Sanji do it.
Chris
not
kind
gonna
of
just
put the
because we saw
Dillinger crew on his back.
level opponent, you know.
Look, I don't even think I think Luffy can be overrated sometimes. So I'm not here to cape for the Doflamingo Pirates at all. But at the same time, it's just when it comes to the race, I think we just go overboard, and the exoskeleton we just go overboard. Like, just because Sanji beat page 1 doesn't mean Yonji's being page 1. Sanji built different than Yonji. You know what I'm saying? And we have seen like the exoskeleton and the raid suit have its shortcomings. Like after Sanji had his power up in Wano against Queen, that was great, right? It was great. Cool. Kudos. But he fainted afterwards. That tells me that, okay, his rejuvenation abilities aren't that nice. I know how to put it, but you know what I'm saying? Like they have its flaws.
There's more to this, but
it's
that's an
always
argument
good
for
to
another
hear
day.
Chris cape for Sanji on any level. So I love hearing that. Larry,
There we
it's
go,
on
man.
you.
Dillinger Extreme Div.
All right.
He's fast, bro. He basically no diff the Dale. And the point being is that Yonji is the dumbest of all the siblings. So when I look at Dillinger's perspective of personality, he's bloodthirsty. So he's gonna use his speed, and he's probably just gonna bite through the raid suit and hurt, Yonji. If anything, Yonji's gonna extend one of his arms, and it's gonna extend too far, and then Dillinger's just gonna bite through the cord, and then now he has a loss of hand. That's completely possible, because that's not a part of the raid suit. That's a part of his anatomy. So if you want to bring up armor on his arms, I guess, but it's not going to be a part of the raid suit too much. Also, when it comes to the genetic enhancements for the siblings, listen, fishmen are born stronger, 10 times stronger than a human off the jump. And when I believe there was a part of the manga where Dillinger was throwing cannonballs as a toddler, and the strongest feat that we seen from the siblings when they were children was Reiju ended up bending the bars of the jail cell that Sanji was in. So, and she looked like she struggled to do that, where Dillinger as a child was throwing cannonballs that were way heavier and bigger than that, and he was doing it with destructive force. And it was so easy for him. So, I just think that Yonji's just too dumb, and I think that, I don't think he's super trash, but I think that when we compare Adeo to like Daifuku, I think that it would be a great battle, but overall, I don't think Adeo would win. I think Daifuku would still win, but I think that was also just to hype up the siblings a little bit, even though they got thrashed, bro. Like, the Big Mom Pirates thrashed them at the end of the day. I think they were just meant to put up a fight so the people can get away. And that's what they did. So when I look at Dillinger, I say Dillinger has it over the speed, and he can just outsmart him. And I agree with Chris. It takes energy. That's why Sanji, he didn't get attacked that much, but he passed out through to his offensive capabilities by taking it higher, right? So if Yonji tries to do that, how quick is he going to tire out? Not being as strong as Sanji. He's probably going to have to use less hockey and worry more about his suit overall and push it to its limits, and then he'll pass out. And then he'll just die. Because Yonji doesn't have the killer personality where like Dillinger does.
Larry, that was well said.
Yeah.
Yo, Seb, I'm gonna switch my vote, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot how stupid Yonji is. That's why.
He is pretty dumb. But all right. It's 10-6 now. The YouTube vote is way different. I guess I'll give my take now. I got Yonji Extreme Diff. I agree with a lot of what Chris and Larry said. I think there is one element that nobody was factoring into this fight much. And it's the fact that Yonji can use clones. Like I said, it's a DDT. Fair and reasonable speculation. And the fact that he's a Germa sibling. He can just straight up defend himself. And if Dillinger needs to hit Yonji, he'd have to break through clones / the raid suit / this exoskeleton. I don't know if he hits that hard. I do agree that he would totally be able to break the winch arm by biting it. 100%. I do believe that. But I just don't know if Dillinger has shown extreme durability that if he could get hit by Yonji with anything that's raid suit enhanced, because whether Chris acknowledges it or not, the raid suit does allow you to have speed boosts and allows him for flight. So if Dellinger's in a situation where he has to close massive distance in order to get to him, if Yonji does land, his speed is working against him in that situation. And again, I just haven't seen any durability feats, whatever, from Dellinger. While Yonji does have the raid suit and exoskeleton and outside protective force with the clones. So I do think it's a difficult fight for him because I think that Dellinger's a better fighter than him. He's washed people that are probably near base Yonji raid suit or stuff level in the Deo and like Suliaman and stuff. But overall, I just think eventually he's going to get caught and the fight's probably going to be over. Maybe I'm overestimating the German siblings. Very possible. But either way, I think it's a stream diff.
Yeah, so if Yonji can use the clones, right? That means that then Dillinger can just control Bellamy and lie to him and say that
Yaki adding
𝐷𝐿𝐴 wants you to fight with me against this guy, right?
The clones are a part of their fighting style.
But
Seb,
Bellamy is also a part of my fighting style.
No, it's not.
Why not?
But Seb,
no, it's not.
Why not? You're using something like that. I could use it too.
Oh my god, bro.
Seb, because of Dellinger's role in his crew, he has 2,000 henchmen in his command. Can he use it?
At any point, any of the German siblings can say wall, and a clone will pop up to protect them. Dellinger cannot do that.
Larry, how is this any different from the other day saying that Treble could call in 𝐷𝐿𝐴 because Treble manipulated 𝐷𝐿𝐴? It's the same argument you're making right now.
Oh, bro.
This is no different. There's no difference.
What do you mean there's no difference? They have a homing beacon on them that makes them listen to them to do this thing.
So when did they join the fight?
Bro, I am a Germa sibling. They are automatically present, bro. If I call for them, they will.
Why are they automatically present?
They're clones that their sole purpose is to do my bidding.
Why do you?
Okay, so Seb, let me ask you a question.
This tournament, right? Judge is fighting further in this tournament, right?
Yes, and he will also have the ability to use these clones. Yes.
Seb, this is something new that Seb said.
Let me ask you something. Are you saying that? Seb, are you saying that if there were no clones, Yonji loses?
Very possible, yeah. It's extreme diff with the clones. So no clones.
No, I'm saying without the clones. Without the clones.
Very possible.
That was part of your DD2 rules. If there is no clones,
y'all had no issue when he said Rage, you had the clones against Karen.
No, I've had issues with every single
this is a part of what they can do.
Tries to bring. I've had issues with every single third party Seb tries to bring. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a third party. This is literally a part of their fighting style.
He tried to give Capone, Luffy, Jinbei,
that was trolling.
Parrot,
That was
Chopper,
trolling.
Nami.
That was
like at what point does it stop? Like
listen. It don't matter what you think, Chris.
One-on-one. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one, mono.
Hold on, but Chris, and again, we're gonna end it here. What's up, Toby? In a one-on-one fight, would not any of the German siblings be capable of calling one of these clones to assist them? That's how they fight. Every single one of them could do that. Why would they be limited from that fighting capability?
Honestly, you could correct me, Seb, but I feel like every single time we see the German siblings fight, first of all, when they're on Whole Cake Island, they weren't there. But then secondly, a lot of times they just watch the fight. They're like, let's just see our bosses fight.
Hold on. Yo, Chris, you remember when they were sitting at the table and they were surrounded by all the Big Mom pirates? Why didn't they just call the
That's what I'm saying. They never did.
They weren't in a one-on-one fight then. So hold on. So let me get this right. So they go to a wedding.
Chris,
They go to a wedding where they didn't even bring their raid suits, and we're gonna compare that situation to Yonji entering a battle in which he's fighting somebody to the death.
On their raid suits at the wedding.
Hold on. So you're saying that? Hold on. So you're saying that Yonji is preparing for this battle before it even happens, right?
If he has his raid suit,
that's what you're saying, right?
Not exactly.
No, that's what you're saying.
He's in battle mode.
Hold on. He's in battle ready mode. You're saying that Yonji, when he goes into battle mode, he's going to surround himself around these clones so he can use them in battle, right? Okay, that's prep time. So we give it to Dillinger too. So Dillinger can just bring Bellamy if he wants to.
No, but Dillinger can't control Bellamy to do what he wants.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
He can say, yo,
Oh my
Doflamingo said you got to fight with me against these guys right now. Why can't I do that? If
what I'm doing is using somebody's existing skill set in the series. Listen, the point of the DDT is if you've done it on panel, you can do it in the series. This is a part of his fighting style. Period.
Bellamy can say no to Dillinger. The clones can't say no to the German siblings.
You know who can't say no to Dillinger though? His 2,000 henchmen that he's gotten as a combatant.
But
He also has that.
I got
Why can't he bring that to the fight?
So we gotta move on. So Traverse, make your point.
Those are just people.
Me and you in anime, right? You know, this has always been our thing. There's a scene in the anime where Big Mom goes to swat down on Yonji. He grabs her hand. She pushes down even more, and he bulks up and continues to block it. Dillinger don't got no strength feet like that.
I'm not impressed. I'm sorry. Because I could have. I saw Frankie tumble, Big Mom.
It's not going to be a lot of impressive
I
stuff
seen
that
Brooke.
happens.
I seen Brooke stand up to Big Mom. You know, like, I'm sorry. If Dillinger was there, you know, he might do that exact same thing. But I can imagine a world. I can imagine a world where Dillinger outspeeds Big Mom, kicks him,
for the next matchup,
and knocks her down. I'm not saying Big Mom loses, clearly, but I'm not impressed by holding hands.
That Big Mom thing was like Captain America holding Thanos back. He was just like,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Listen, man.
Like,
Either way, it looks like we have a winner. It is going to be Yonji. The Vinsmoke sibling moved on to the next round. I probably should have got Toby's vote. Toby, real quick, who you got? Yonji or
I just know that prep time is now allowed in DDTs.
It's not prep. Yo, that's not prep time, bro. It's a part of what they're capable of.
If we're doing prep time, I'm doing it now.
Oh my god.
You shouldn't have bought it now. You shouldn't have did it.
I didn't say prep time.
You literally said prep time.
I did not.
You said, yo, him coming up to the battle prepared is not prep time.
Seb, honestly, at this point, you might as well edit the names to Ray Suit 1, Ray Suit 2, and Ray Suit 3 for Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji. Because these people don't matter.
Why he won to me.
Of course not. Because you gave him prep time.
No, I didn't. I gave him more holes that he could call. Okay,
you said
Ray Suit plus cones.
All Seb said was he came prepared for battle.
Thank you.
Which is prep
time.
Which is
he came with his shoes on, bro. What are you talking about? Fresh teeth. What you talking about?
When Judge fights Kanjuro in this next fight coming up, does he get all the German 66 kids? Because they
he gets the clones. He can't make those kids fight for him.
He can though.
No, he can't.
That is a thing he can do.
Wait, what?
Bro, he engineered them to
Except, that is a thing he can do.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a slippery slope, yo. You can't be giving them these, like, man.
You gotta stay consistent, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, the Judge about to sweep this one.
I told you, yo, this is the thing about Sebastian that y'all just don't understand.
And he's still not speaking.
Bro, he never makes sense, bro. He doesn't know One Piece at all either.
I'm making perfect sense.
He's the only one who threw clones in his argument. None of us said that. Just him.
So when Judge fights his kids, can you just summon a clone of his kids?
Bro,
Judge gets paired up against one of his kids. Apparently, he can just say, "Yo, calm down."
Seb would do everything in his power to keep the Vinsmokes alive because of Sanji, man.
It's not true.
It's sickening.
I even like Yonji. I like Dellinger more than Yonji. I just don't think Dellinger would win. It is what it is.
Yonji's trash, man.
But next matchup.
I can't believe y'all allowed this, bro.
Yo, he was losing anyway.
Bro, I have been saying this for like the past 3 DDTs.
And Larry even said extreme diff. So I don't know why he chirping. Like,
I'm chirping.
If you would have said mid diff, cool. In your eyes, it could have went either way anyway.
It could have until you went, yo, let him get prep time, bro, and call his boy.
It's not prep time. Yo, in any fight, he can call a clone.
Yo, anytime Dillinger could just be like, yo, Bellamy, Doflamingo said fight with me, bro.
Bro, but yeah, hold on. It's not like every single person has the same skill set in One Piece. Some people have the ability to do things like that.
Who cares, bro?
Bro, that's not as
because.
But hold on, Larry, where was this energy?
Didn't he cape for Moria because he could use his nah? He can't use any of the zombies. Like, no, bro.
I didn't say he
some
could use
people can
zombies.
use some different types of
I
abilities.
didn't say he could use zombies. All I said was, yo, you can't say he literally can go to his clones.
I didn't say that.
Let's go fight, and then go fight somebody.
I didn't say that.
I was against
said he
using
can fall
zombies
upon
too.
foes.
Like bringing up ores and stuff. Like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like at that point, it's just like, oh, if you're under mind control, like you could use everyone in there.
But
Yo,
arsenal.
but me
That's
saying
not-
that, but me
the
saying
problem with
that,
what y'all are saying, but the problem
this
with
guy come and
the
fight
problem
with
with what y'all are saying is it
There
would
is no
limit
problem. It's
so
literally the
many
same thing.
people in this tournament. It would. It just would. It straight up just would.
Ooh.
All right, cool, bro.
Yo, we just talked about Moria 2 seconds ago. Moria wouldn't have 90% of his skill set.
Yo, next time.
Without zombies.
But who is he? Wait, who's Moria fighting again?
bro?
Because I still have
I'm
Moria
I'm
winning.
gonna ask you to fight with me, bro. All right. Next time I have one, bro. All right. That way we can fight together.
Listen.
Hold on,
Anyway.
it's like
Anyway, next matchup we have Kaku.
This Mo said just that trash. They need a handicap.
Whatever. We got Kaku versus Sasaki. All right. You know the vibes. Who you got? What diff? And why? And we'll start with Toby.
Hold on. Who is Sasaki?
The
I think Sasuke, the guy from
Flying
Naruto.
Six that
That Frankie fought.
Frankie fought. If you're not ready, we can go to the next person.
Yeah, you gonna have to skip me. No. I want to say something first though. Javers, bro. I didn't know you had Jers, my brother.
Oh yeah, it's your first time seeing me.
Yeah, bro. First time.
Javert's kind of fine too. I forgot.
Hey, yo.
Hey, I didn't say all that.
Bro, it's on stream. It's on stream. It's about to get edited too. Keep that in there. Keep that in there.
Yo, I was not expecting that. Hey, man. Stand on that. All right?
Y'all gonna see Jevion edits on TikTok the next day.
Oh, man. But all right, Toby, if we skipping you, bro. I'm going to go to my man, Nerd Taku. Taku, we can't hear you if you're talking.
We might have to drag him down and drag him back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taku, we're going to drag you down and drag you back up in the Discord, all right? Oh, wait. Oh, it went green.
Probably one of the managers of mods did that. No.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So hold on. So this is like current Kaku.
Current Kaku versus Sasaki.
All right, so
is it Sasaki?
That's a tough one.
Wait, that's like the latest like Kaku, like the most recent one we've seen in these past few chapters. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bad.
So I think I'm gonna have to go Kaku over Sasaki. I don't think that Sasaki, obviously, I mean, we would have seen an awakening, right? If any of the Beast Pirates actually had it, and we saw none of that. And Kaku is awakened. We saw him do pretty good. I mean, obviously, he was able to fight Zoro one-on-one for just like, I don't know how long it was, but at least for a bit without actually just getting folded. It took 𝘀ucy kind of like sneaking him to end the fight quick before Zoro even had a chance to really probably, whip out maybe Conqueror's coding or anything that was actually going to beat Kaku easily. And Sasaki, I feel like even got, I don't know, mid-diffed by Frankie. He really wasn't trying super hard against him. At least it didn't seem like it to me. Because he wasn't utilizing like everything that he had in his arsenal. And then he was kind of getting pushed back only because of the fact that Sasaki had people there that were actively attacking Frankie while he was fighting Sasaki as well. And then he did that weird helicopter thing. And that just kind of threw him off because it was weird and that's not how dinosaurs act. So the only thing outside of that, I would say, is like Frankie kind of used his radical beam at the last minute, kind of ditched General Frankie and won. But I would say if it was up against somebody that's even like 3 to 10 levels below Zoro, he would still have almost no problem beating him. Plus, like Kaku's awakening, I feel like, and the fact that he's fast, he's an assassin, and like he has like durability, negating attacks. I would say that Kaku takes this, and I would say it's probably I would say it's mid diff.
All right. Appreciate the take. Taku's good seeing you, man.
Yeah, man, it's super early here. It's like 2 a.m.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
I feel like I had to wake up because you and Larry were acting wild last one. All of a sudden, someone's not asking for consent. The other one's talking about being racist.
That
It
was
was
him.
wild.
He was on that kind of time. I wasn't on that kind of time. But I
I'm like,
appreciate
somebody needs to stay here to keep track of you guys.
Wasn't me, man. But appreciate the take, Taku. Before we go to the next speaker, I do want to shout out some super chats that we did get. We got $5 in super chats from LOL. It says Buggy is a sleeper. He has the OP devil fruit.
Thank you, man.
I don't even think I put Buggy in the mid tier. I probably should have. I feel like people would have trolledly like voted for him.
People would have trolled, man.
Yeah.
Keep them off.
Buggy waves.
We also got a $2 super chat from our guy Ragnar. It says late, but we out here. Is Ragnar here?
No.
Ragnar, pull up to the Discord, man. You know the vibes, bro. But I appreciate the take, Taku. We'll go to Ice Ball.
Yeah, I was looking at the votes in the chat, and yeah, the chat knows Kaku's taking this one. I had him winning even before the awakening, before that was cleared up. Kaku just has a lot more in his arsenal to work with. I'll give Sasaki durability, I feel like, because he was taking hits from Frankie, but then like Kaku, he just got he has like he uses Haki while Sasaki doesn't. Like I just like realized like Sasaki, he can like he has that observation and armament, but he doesn't use that at all. He hasn't used it yet, so I'll give Kaku the edge. I'll say like mid hard diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Ice. Toby, is you ready or not, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
What's up?
Sadly. Well, no, I'm gonna just clear this up, bro. Kaku never had a chance to get Zoro, bro. We're never gonna make it sound like it was close. Besides that, I got Kaku. You know, I don't like him. I don't like the fact that he's awakened. He did last, bro. He didn't just get one shot off the bat. I'll give him that. You know, against the GOAT, and he has the 6 powers, and he's awakened, and you know, I feel like there's just a lot more that he could do. How you say his name again?
Sasaki.
Sasaki.
Like a Rhino dude. He's not awakened. At least I don't think he's not awakened, right? He's not awakened.
Nah.
Yeah, he's not awakened either. So I got Kaku. I'm gonna say they diff.
It's a mismatch, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a mismatch.
All right. Appreciate the take. Toby, we'll go to 𝗲𝗏.
All right. So I feel like everybody else, I got Kaku, but I'm a defend Sasaki a little bit, right? So I feel like Nerd said that Frankie didn't use everything in his arsenal against Sasaki, and like it was mostly the people around him doing all like the damage to Frankie. But I'm gonna push back against that a bit because Frankie used, I feel like, every move we saw him use in the New World up until every move he's ever used in the New World, he's used it against Sasaki in this one fight. The helicopter thing completely tore through General Frankie's like arm thing, and then it tore back into him and like almost completely destroyed the thing before Frankie realized that like Sasaki's underbelly is like weak, or at least weaker than like the rest of his body. And I feel like Sasaki can't really say much else about him. I enjoyed the fight, so I'm gonna give him a little bit more respect. But other than that, I feel like Kaku I don't know what to say about Kaku that everybody else hasn't already said. He wasn't that impressive against Zoro to me. That fight was like one panel, and he got pushed back immediately. But just because I'm gonna just upscale him and say he got that like mid-diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Javerse. We'll go to Pig.
All right, I'm not really hearing any wins for Sasaki, and I'm okay with that because it means nobody's underestimating the destructive power of a giraffe. I'm gonna give this one to Kaku. I mean, we've seen Kaku. I wouldn't say go toe to toe with Zoro, but he wasn't scared. He didn't back down from that particular challenge. He went straight for it. He's fighting off the Seraphim right now. I mean, he's given us a better showing than Sasaki did. I mean, dinosaurs don't work like that, so we know he's broken. I'm gonna put it at a high to extreme diff fight, just because I know Sasaki does have some durability to him, but Kaku's taking it in the end.
All right. Appreciate the take. Pig, we'll go to Chris.
Damn, Toby, you say you don't like Kaku. I was the exact opposite. I remember watching Water 7, and we were about to get a new shipwright, and everyone's trying to guess who the new shipwright was going to join the crew. My vote was Kaku. You know what I'm saying? I always liked Kaku, and so when he was like a CP9 member, that kind of broke my heart a little bit. But with that being said, my argument's simple. You know, if you taking an L to Frankie, you're not being Kaku. It's really just that simple. You know, no shade to Sasaki. You know, I feel like I'm almost contradicting myself when I was supporting Frankie in his DDT matchup. I forgot who he was fighting.
With Sai.
Sai, yeah. So Sasaki isn't like a slouch. I don't want to go that far. But Zoan to Zoan, you know, I got Kaku. Yeah, I got Kaku. He is awakened. Kind of like the same way I feel about hockey. Just because you're awakened doesn't mean you're automatically stronger than, you know, other similar fruits that aren't awakened. I don't think it's an automatic thing, but in this case, I think it just heavily tips the favor in Kaku's advantage. And so I got Kaku low diff, to be honest. And, you know, the 6 powers, nah, I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious. Like, to me, Kaku and 𝐓𝐢𝐻𝐦 got the short end of the stick, having to fight Luffy and Zoro, and so them taking L's, super, like, well, they didn't really take L's, at least not Kaku. I don't really hold it against them. I feel like the exact same thing would happen if Sasaki was matched up with Zoro, so I'm not going to hold that against Kaku whatsoever. And so my frame of reference is, okay, if I look at Sasaki versus Frankie, and not only does Sasaki have a hard time, but he ended up losing. I don't think that he has the durability, the range of attacks, the diversity of attacks to defeat Kaku at all. So Kaku, low diff.
All right. Appreciate the take. Chris, we'll go to JT.
You know, I got Kaku. Fishmen are trash.
Jeez.
Like, they're just terrible.
Come on.
They don't even need to be in the show at this point. Just make Jinbei a human at this rate. Like, Fishmen, all they do is take L's.
Oh my god, bro.
I want to see another Fishman L. So
this is how y'all be acting like I be acting towards Fishman. That's what I want y'all to know. This is what y'all expect from me. And I've never come that hard to Fishman. But continue, JT.
This is wild.
Water at this rate, and Sasaki's still finna get worked. Yeah, Kaku low diff.
All right.
Shout out to Fishman Civil Rights.
Y'all gonna put up a fight though.
Can't wait to hear Ragnar's take after that one. Ragnar, go ahead.
Yo, this happens with Ragnar each time.
Every time, bro.
Hold on, Ragnar. I'm gonna drop you and then put you back in. Pause.
As said, I literally forgot something I was meaning to say as well.
Go ahead, bro.
Just real quick, I think even in pre-time skip, I am team Zoro used advanced conquerors to defeat Kaku when he used Atra. I definitely think that was an advanced conquerors technique. Zoro doesn't know about it, and so it took that level of a technique to even beat Kaku pre-time skip. And so Sasaki doesn't have the haki to defeat Kaku, in my opinion.
Yo, can somebody else just go, bro?
Ragnar, you there? I don't know if we got Ragnar still.
Chris is just spitting nonsense. Can somebody else go
He's like-
before he continues?
He's
Bro,
unmuting.
that
and
was
muting
nonsense.
himself.
Ashra is not advanced conquerors.
Oh man.
You know,
No.
I feel like Zoro still could have won that even without Ashura. I feel like it would have been a little longer. I feel like he could have pulled it off though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that Zoro needed, or that's the only reason why he won per se, because it wasn't a fair
Ragnar,
fight to begin with. You know what
going
I'm
once,
saying?
going
Zoro
twice.
tied up with Usopp.
You
You guys
downplaying
can hear me
Zoro,
now.
bro.
Am I good?
We can hear you.
Oh
now.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
can hear.
Bro,
Overplaying
I'm
it?
just-
Nah,
Yo,
yo,
so-
y'all better stop. Y'all better stop.
Yo. It's Ragnar's turn. Ragnar, go ahead.
All right,
yeah.
bro.
Let's to get this straight. Let's so I can verify which side I'm on. Sasaki's a fish.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a
You didn't
real
know that,
fish
bro?
man, but he is.
You didn't know that?
Here we go, man.
Yo, my world just changed, yo. Oh
Man.
no!
We showed
what's
no
up with all the
fishman
top of the
karate, by the
Toby
way.
That's what I'm saying.
None.
Bro, what's up with these fishmen not looking like fish? Now, that's
Hey,
my
hey,
thing.
listen to me. No fishman hate, especially not around me. Listen to me. On the pure fact he's a fishman. You know which side I'm on. So now I gotta lawyer this. Sasaki can easily break Wapo metal. Something that's a feat that was declared a feat for Whitebeard. He was like, Gura Gura. They were like, oh no, he can make dents in Wapo metal. Sasaki ripped that up. So I just think Sasaki needs one good attack, and he has the advantage in the fight from that point on. I'm not saying he won. He has the advantage from that point on. If he gets one good attack, he can just destroy organs internally. No doubt. Okay, a bit of doubt, but I still think he could do that.
He said a bit of doubt.
A little bit.
The fact that he's a fisherman, he starts off at a base higher than the rest. Then you add a zone on top of it. That's like boost. You watch High School DxD, boost. That's what's happened with that. That's what has happened.
You could just
You're looking
hear
at
the
a man.
lack of confidence
Hey, listen to me.
in Ragnar's voice. Like he doesn't
Sasaki
even sound
doesn't use
confident what he's
hockey,
saying.
bro.
Ragnar, you let the fishman love blind you a bit. Kaku,
listen to me.
he's an African
Sometime-
animal. That's the motherland. You going against the motherland right now.
Oh no!
You know how crazy
I
that
think the
sounds?
fact Ragnarok is the main person that stays 10 toes down in his opinions, and the fact that you hear his voice wavering lets you know who's.
Oh no! Yeah, hey, listen to me. He's a fisherman, okay? Fishermen don't take L's.
You know who
You
else is
know?
a fishman? Fisher Tiger. Where he at though?
Hold on, he's
Yo, that's
Yo,
crazy.
That's
That's
one
crazy.
fishman.
Yo,
That's one fishman. We can't do that, bro.
I got a question
You know
here.
who
Yo,
else?
that's messed up.
You know, let me ask you a question. You know who's not a fisherman? Roger. You know who's not a fisherman? Beardo. Where are they? 6 feet under. Don't pull up with that.
Didn't Fisher Tiger lose to like 6 Marines?
I don't know about that.
I don't know, but he definitely got packed up.
I don't know about that.
Ragnar, who you got in what diff, bro? Come on, man.
This I'm gonna give it to Sasaki. Impossible diff.
Impossible. He just wanted
I'm
to say
glad you
Sasaki.
realize that it's
For the hell of-
impossible.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter what y'all think. If you have the dream, dreams never die. Blackbeard said that. We can have faith, bro. What's going on?
Blackbeard wasn't a fish man, bro. But
That's why he says dreams don't die.
Yo,
Hey,
y'all
just
gotta get that
because
work in
dreams
due
don't
time,
die,
bro. Hang tight, bro.
hey,
Hang tight.
just because dreams don't die doesn't mean that fish man won't.
Listen. I've only seen 2 fishermen die, and one of them was a woman.
Oh my god.
Fisher Tiger top 1.
Oh.
Y'all can't forget the lessons that were imparted onto us.
Yo, Barnes.
Oh, stop that.
You took the
I mean,
you took the
Tom
rubber
too.
band off, bro?
Yo,
Tom
bro,
too. We can't forget about Tom.
Yo,
A lot of
bro,
lessons.
It was disappointing. I have to go get another one later, but I'll do it.
It's on you, bro.
It's on me. All right, bro. Ragnar, always great to hear from you. What was I gonna say? Yo, it's Kaku, but it's negative diff Kaku, but not for the reasons y'all think. Because according to the DDT, if you've done it on paddle, you can do the DDT. So technically, it's not Kaku versus Sasaki. It's Kaku and Esper versus Sasaki.
Oh my god, yo. I can't. I'm opening
Yo,
the
that is
Pandora's
true.
box. I can't stand y'all,
That
bro.
is true according to you, Seb.
You brought this upon yourself,
bro.
Seb.
Y'all can't make the correlation that I'm making, bro.
Actually pulled the trap.
Oh my god, bro.
Kaku has access to the Seraphim according to you.
Bro.
There was no
Where's that coming from?
Hey, bro,
That's
you
true.
Get prep time. We've already established you get prep time.
Why do we let him talk? Why?
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
but that's
actually.
facts. According to Seb,
Bro,
that's
bro,
facts.
through
You got
No, there's a
access to the
difference
Seraphim.
between. There is a difference.
No,
yo.
there's a difference between.
It's
No,
a
no,
whole
what
Seraphim.
Seb wants to say is if your last name isn't Vinsmoke, you don't get those benefits.
Bro, yo, Yonji calling on a clone and Kaku calling on a Seraphim are two completely different things.
Seraphim are clones.
No, they're not.
Yo.
You can't discriminate based on strength. Yo, okay,
Yeah, in the mid-tier tournament, yes, you can, bro. Yes, you can. That's the point of the mid-tier.
Seb, that's on you, man. You gotta get rid of that rule, bro. You gotta get rid of that rule.
Seb, you just had to admit you were wrong, and then it could go right back to normal. It could go right back to normal.
Hold on, but this is my point. This is my point. And I'll end it here. I'm gonna end it here. If you were playing a video game as Judge, Ultimate Ninja Storm style, would
There's
not
no
be
clone.
in his skill set to be able to call a clone?
No.
Yes, it
No.
would. Yes,
Nah,
it
hold
would.
on,
You
wait,
wouldn't be able to
wait,
call a
Seb,
Seraphim for
Seb, before you
Kaku.
go any farther,
It would not be. It would not be a move, bro.
Judge's in Pirate Warriors 4, and I don't think that's in his moveset.
I said Ninja
hold
Warrior,
on.
Ninja Storm style. I haven't played Pirate
I
Warriors. in a minute.
actually
One Piece game?
listen. I actually agree with Seb as far as Judge goes, but none of his kids. We have seen none of his kids do that
That's
on
not
any
true.
panel
That's
whatsoever.
not true. That's not true. Ichiji and
Ichiji
and Niji both did it on Broccoli or whatever island they were on.
Yeah,
And-
they're
and
the
did
people who
Kaku-
introduced it.
Did Kaku and Lucci not call on the Seraphim on Echo?
Yo, but you're adding mid-tier level people now. Like
You what?
Come on,
Seb.
man.
That's the difference. That's the
I will
difference.
say
I'm discriminating based off strength. Yes, I am.
Seb, you can't do that.
You didn't
Hold
say
on.
that until right now.
One at a time. What were you gonna say, Ice?
You messed up, bro. You messed up doing this.
Maybe I did. But
It's your
y'all
fault,
are taking advantage, and y'all know y'all are. Let's go ahead. Ice, go ahead.
The Seraphim win this tournament, like the mid-tier tournament by themselves. Like that's kind of unfair.
But that's
No,
my
they don't.
point.
kinda
Why
unfair.
I wouldn't
No, they
allow
don't.
the Seraphim.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Because Magellan's in this tournament. But carry on.
Oh, Magellan, yo.
Magellan should be in a trash tournament.
Magellan is not that guy.
He's
Magellan
suicidal.
Admiral
He is
level.
suicidal. He is
Yo,
suicidal.
can we agree that
Magellan is
Kaku doesn't get the Seraphim? Can we
trash.
agree to that?
No.
Magellan is
Can we agree to
suicidal.
that?
No.
Yo, Larry's not folding, bro.
Y'all not
Why
fun.
is it
Y'all not
Seb.
fun, bro.
Seb, we can say that Kaku does not get the Seraphim if, you know what I'm saying, the Vinsmokes don't get these clones.
Yeah, you have to drop
Even Judge?
Bro, listen,
Even
though,
Judge,
just know,
bro.
Sasaki gets wiped either way. So what are we even bringing Seraphim for?
Exactly.
He gets
No, it's
wiped
not
either
about
way.
Sasaki.
Let's
It's not about Sasaki. It's about whether Kaku's
Okay.
clearing this tournament. No problem.
I think
That's
Kaku's
the
clearing.
problem here.
No. He's not beating Magellan. He's not beating Magellan.
He's not being Magellan.
He's not beating Magellan.
I don't know what the hierarchy
He's not
is
beating
between
Magellan, bro.
Magellan
He's not beating Magellan.
and Kaku. We have no basis to say that Magellan would have more authority over Seraphim than Kaku does.
I cannot.
Don't count
Kaku
Frankie
faces
out.
Magellan.
Man,
I can't wait.
Magellan is
has no-
suicidal. He's never coming back.
no hierarchy.
Listen.
I can't wait.
We haven't seen Magellan use a command chip, so he can't have Seraphim.
Listen.
We've seen Kaku use
No Seraphim control chips in the DDT. I am making a definitive decision on that.
These are all my notes on Magellan. The next time we get Magellan, these are all my notes. I can't wait to
Next
go
time
in.
we get Magellan, I'm leaving.
I can't wait to go in.
Research.
Hey Chris,
This is a
write this
Jimbei
down.
victim.
Magellan got brought
He
to his
actually
knees by
did
many
research.
times.
You know, hold
Magellan is
on.
a Jimbei victim.
It is
I'm
You had a whole composition book?
Bro, I just can't wait.
Right?
Well, you went to
Alright,
school.
yo, we gotta clean it up. Barnes, give your
I can't
take.
wait.
No Seraphims. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Since we want to be like that,
Cheat the system. David Stern.
cheat the system. I used his rules, but
No, not you, Seb.
No, Barnes, I appreciate your vision. I do, but I can't allow that. I can't. And I'm sorry I had to do this to you, but it is what it is.
All right, bro. All right, since it's just Kaku's body versus just Sasaki's body, Kaku, what was it? He had a hybrid form well before Sasaki. I think we even ever saw Sasaki's hybrid form.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just looks like a Triceratops standing up, though.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. We know what's his name? Kaku is proficient in hockey. We've seen the CP0 agents take down 𝗵𝗄𝗄 before and Whitebeard commanders. So I'm gonna give it to Kaku off of that.
I don't even remember if I counted your vote earlier or not. Terrible. But all right, appreciate the take, Barnes. We're gonna go to Wandon.
Seraphim.
Kaku got this one. I know it wasn't really a fight, but I feel like if Zoro feels like he needs the 3 swords to block your attack, you gotta be like pretty decent. I don't see Zoro needing 3 swords to block one of Sasuke's attacks. I think somebody said it earlier, he got the 6 powers. I don't think he'd keep with that speed either. And, yeah, I know it's pre-time skip, but like he just got his devil fruit for like an hour or so. He like made up attacks to keep Zoro pretty occupied. So yeah, mid-diff, Kaku.
All right. Appreciate the take, Wandon. We'll go to KJ.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I ain't even gotta go deeper than this. Kaku, man. Kaku. And it don't even gotta like Sarah, just give me Kaku, dog. I'm not even going.
All right. Appreciate the non-take, KJ. We'll go to Lucky. What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's up? Yo, these matchups are hilarious, man. Yeah, discrediting like Kaku versus Sasuke, like Kaku CP0, but even without like CP0 and all that, man, you guys forget like this guy could like shoot his neck in and out of his body and use his neck like a whip, man. I don't know what Sasuke's gonna do, man. He's just gonna have to. He has no mobility. He's gonna get taken out by the giraffe neck, man. That's it. No can defend. That's my take. I got giraffe man. Okay, low difficulty, low diff.
All right. Giraffe man it is. Appreciate the take. Lucky, we'll go to McLovin.
Def got Kaku, easy def, y'all. Everybody said their points. So there's nothing really extra I can add on. It's just simply Kaku, easy def.
All right. Appreciate it, McLovin. We'll go to Soul.
I feel Kaku takes it because I don't even think he needs to transform. I feel like Haki and Rokushiki is way above his level, as we saw what Rob Lucci did to Sentomura, Moru, whatever his name is. So I feel like he doesn't need to transform and he blitz him real quick. I don't even know why Kaku is on mid tier. Should be S tier.
S tier.
I'm capping, but
Can't.
I'm capping, but he gets his whole tournament.
S stands for sad.
The whole tournament. Magellan too.
I don't know about all that, but I appreciate the take. So
Magellan got stopped by makeup.
I cannot wait. That's all I'm gonna say.
Interesting. Yeah, I see. Bro has like the whole 10 commandments. He ready, bro.
I cannot wait.
Oh,
I cannot
Magellan's
wait.
strongest
I
soldier.
can't wait for Magellan to take an L in this tournament and see how Chris reacts.
I promise
Dude
you.
had a
I
whole
promise you.
manifesto.
For now on, when Magellan has a fight, I don't care the order. Let me go first.
I got you, bro. I got you.
He's not. Yeah, let him go first so you get it over with.
Yeah.
Wrote down the Constitution. He ready, bro.
Yep.
I got
Magellan,
you, bro.
Magellan winning on my watch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Magellan and Anel in the finals.
Man,
We'll
Chris
see.
went to the top.
We'll see. We'll
Chris
see.
went to the top of the mountain. Magellan spoke to him.
We'll go to Psycho Turtle. What's going on, Psycho?
I gotta go Kaku, mid-diff. Every reason already said. Awakened Devil Fruit, experienced hockey user. And I don't know, I just feel like the 𝗵𝗄𝗄 really aren't that strong. So I think it's going to be no problem for him to take him out.
All right. Appreciate the take, Psycho. And finally, we'll go to 𝐓𝐲𝐻. What's going on, man?
Yo. All right. I just got one question. Is Kaku getting the Seraphims and is Sasaki getting the Beast Pirates?
No and no.
Oh, now okay, I got you. All right, I'm gonna go Kaku, just because I feel like he shouldn't be in the mid-tier tournament at all. But I understand why he's here. I don't think Sasaki I don't think he has the capability to deal with an awakening like that, and giraffes are like that. So I'm gonna have to give it to Kaku, even though I really don't want to.
Kaku's definitely mid.
I'll go medium diff.
Okay. Appreciate the take, 𝐓𝐲𝐻. And Shin. We got Shin in here. So, Shin, what's up?
What's up, gang?
It's Kaku versus Sasaki. Who you got? What diff and why?
This a mid-tier tournament, y'all said?
Yes, sir.
Y'all baffle me. Like, honestly.
I don't care what y'all say.
I don't understand.
All right, so
yeah,
it's like a commander level fighter right here.
Yeah, so like Sasaki, known as one of the strongest, he was like known as one of the strongest 𝗵𝗄𝗄 because they said only him and him two got a chance to beat one of the are they called headliners or like
calamities?
Yeah, calamities. Yeah,
or all
calamities.
stars, either one.
Yeah, so they was like Sasaki or Who's Who are the only ones that got like a chance of beating one of the calamities.
Well, they technically all did, but they're the only two gunning for it.
Okay,
They're the only two former captains.
Yeah,
and
Sasuke
they
was
really have to drive for the position.
Right. So then we got on the other side we got Kaku. You know, he's a CP0 agent, probably second strongest CP0 agent. Because I ain't gonna lie, I probably have Kaku over 𝗀𝗀𝗃 and the other tall, lengthy people, whoever they is. He basically over everybody in CP0 besides 𝐓𝐿𝐴. And maybe 𝙪cie can mess with him, maybe not, but it's whatever. But I got Kaku. Let's say high diff. No. I'm gonna say Kaku mid diff. I'm gonna say Kaku mid diff based off Sasaki getting mid to high diff against Frankie. Like I don't think he didn't touch like the real Frankie at all in that fight. Like literally not once. Like Frankie came out of there unscathed.
We don't ever see Frankie actually like get physically hit, but he's bleeding inside the suit.
That's what it was shown.
Yeah.
Okay. Even then, you lost to Frankie. Frankie basically mid to high, so I'm gonna put my. That's what I'm gonna say to combine them two words. It was my. He got my diff, and Kaku got awakening. Whatever y'all want to say about forced awakening, I don't think it was a forced awakening. I think it was a true awakening because forced awakening make you dumb like the impale down guards. Zoan, who had the forced awakenings. So Kaku has the awakening. Awakening obviously gonna make you faster, stronger. He got hockey as well, as we seen. And he also had different variations of the 6 powers, just like Who's Who. And I'm sure a lot of people put Who's Who over Sasaki. And I put Kaku over both of them. That's just me, though. So I'm going to have to give it to Kaku. Yeah, Kaku my dear.
All right. Appreciate the take. Finn? Larry, it's on you. I mean, you munching, but...
I would appreciate if you read my super chat before Larry went forward.
Oh, yeah, let me...
You said Larry munching.
He is. Yeah, we got a $2 super chat from our guy Ragnar. It says, vote Sasaki and I'll gift a member for every switch. So Ragnar is pleased with y'all to get y'all to switch to
Hey,
Sasaki.
Sasaki, bro. It don't hurt me. Sasaki, bro.
I'll switch.
You know what? I'll switch to Logan.
Who's switching?
We really finna do that to Kaku, bro?
I say, you know, hold on.
This is the power of
Listen,
yeah.
I'll switch from Kaku mid diff to Kaku low diff.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Sasaki negative deal.
Seb knows how's all the Sanji fans switching out. You know what I'm saying? They're not loyal.
Saki's going outside.
Hey, bro.
Hold on, I ain't switch up at all. I said I lowered the diff.
Who
in
is
Kaku's
switching
favor.
their vote? Just say I.
Yeah, Sanji. All the Sanji fans.
Toby.
It was like,
Toby not even a Sanji fan.
Only Sasaki.
Sanji, I'm a
respect the
Zoro.
vision,
Yo,
man.
don't disrespect me.
All but one person
Sanji
voted
fan.
for Kaku, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
But Toby switching.
Larry, bro, what you munching on over there, boy? Is it
Boy,
good?
Larry, he a munch. Do the dance, Larry.
Hang down. Yo, bro, skip lunch. He skipped
It's
lunch.
on you.
He's doing it. He's doing it off camera too. He's like ashamed.
Trying to keep some decency, bro. He's
that number real quick.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna say
Larry the Muncher.
Sasaki, I think, is stronger and has better durability, but Kaku is smarter and has more techniques. I do think that it'd be a mid fight, and Kaku's obviously gonna bring S-Bear, right? So he just wins by default. So
What?
S-Bear
Where
with
did
Kaku.
this come from?
Here we
Where did,
oh, bro.
where did this come
You
Yo,
missed it
I'm not
earlier,
getting no
Shane.
more Larry takes because he's petty.
Why can't he bring S-Hawk?
He can't.
No, not even. Yo, he showed up to Egghead with just S-Bear, so he just gets S-Bear.
Listen, bro.
He gets S-Bear. Yo, when they wanted to get to the island, who'd they use? Kaku said, yo,
Why are you so immature?
I'm using
Why are you so immature?
We're not doing this again.
Why you gotta be so
I'm
immature?
using your same logic. If you can't accept your own logic, then don't say things like that.
If this is the case,
This happens every episode, even on the official episode. He does the same thing.
No, I don't. Listen, there is a clear difference.
there isn't.
There's a clear difference.
No, there isn't.
There is a clear difference between the clones of the Germa and the clones of the Seraphim.
Okay, so both of them listen. So both of them have authority over them, right? And then they have to actually listen to that person that orders them around, right? Who created the Seraphims? Who created the Seraphims? Who created Who created the clones?
Be the bigger man.
Vince Smoke Judge.
Okay, so the fact is, neither person that's going to be controlling their clones actually created them. So why can't I use it? It's the same thing. Yo,
All this
you just
man
can't accept the
said
fact that your
was
logic is flawed, and
Yonji
you like to
gets-
add things into
the same.
unnecessary situations.
It's not the same.
It happens all the time.
The clones are a part of Yonji's fighting style. The Seraphim are not a part of Kaku's fighting style. They're not.
Like, hold
They're
on.
just not.
He used them.
Hold on. All Seb said was that Yonji gets like 2 low tier clones that could get one shot by basically anyone in this
This is the
tournament.
thing.
Y'all
Hold on,
saying-
hold on.
Adding Seraphim,
Guys, this is the thing, and I'm going to tell you right now about Sebastian. This is the thing about Sebastian. The only reason he's not accepting this is because one happens to be outrageously stronger than the other, but he knows they're exactly the same.
They're not.
And he just doesn't want to admit
They're
it.
not.
Okay.
Listen. This is the difference. This is the difference. Extreme circumstances have to take place for Kaku to be in the same situation as a Seraphim, right? There's only X amount. There's only X amount of people with control chips, etc. He has to basically be on mission where they're around. Yonji is almost always in a scenario where the clones are present. Almost
Seb,
always.
you said- Seb,
Almost
you said prep time.
always.
Eric,
And they
said
don't
prep
have. And to
time.
Blair's point, yes,
You
they
said
don't
prep
have an
time.
extreme impact in the same way where they're changing the tides of battle like
Seb,
that.
you said two
Nobody
things
else
though.
want to switch that
Seb,
whole
Seb, Seb,
membership?
you said
No,
two
nobody.
things though. Seb, you said two things. You said two things. One,
Yeah, but it's last
one, if
year
it
on
happened on panel, it could happen in DDT. On
Yup.
panel, we saw Kaku pull up with the Seraphim. We
Yup.
didn't even say all the other, we didn't even say S Snake in them. We just S there.
Yo, low key,
Hold
we've
on.
never even seen Kaku in a situation where he had the highest authority over Seraphim. Because he's always been with Lucci. Like, come on,
It's
man.
It's
Come
CP0.
on, man.
But Seb, at the same point, Seb, let me ask you this, Seb. If Yonji gave a command to the clones and Judge gave a different command, who are the clones listening to?
I think it would be assumed Judge. No, he created them.
Okay, so then, like, if you're trying to say, like, oh, it takes extreme circumstances, why are we not giving that same thing to Yonji? Like,
But that's
Yonji
not
just
extreme
had-
circumstances right now. It's not extreme circumstances for
Carrot
Yonji
a
to have a
whole
clone near
sense of
him.
and y'all wasn't arguing like this.
Why are you saying it's not extreme circumstances?
For
It's
him
a
to
win
have
or
a
lose.
clone? What's
We gave-
extreme
why?
about that?
Yo,
We
Seb,
gave
we already
Carrot a
know
whole perk.
You said circumstances. A tournament win or go home tournament seems extreme circumstances. You know what I'm saying? If Kaku was pulling to the tournament, was like, damn, you know what?
Y'all no
If I
fun.
lose, I go home. Let me
Y'all-
bring a Seraphim.
Y'all are no fun.
Bro, he's fighting a dinosaur, man. That's pretty.
Yeah, I don't
Pull up
think the
with
clones
Clifford.
should be allowed.
I'm not fighting a dinosaur by myself.
You're consistent with these rules. Why would you go up against the dinosaur without the Seraphim if you have it?
We saw him pull up against.
Hey,
Big
bro, you
Pun.
can slap.
We- we-
You can
we-
slap Sasaki.
We
silly
saw
with
we
just
saw
fine.
Kaku pull up with S Bear against
Ice,
Big Pun.
it's for future reference, really. It's for the future of this tournament that we're having this
Seb,
precedent to
So, bro,
conversation.
Seb, the other thing too is when Kaku first put up to Egghead, it wasn't extreme circumstances. They were there for a
They were there
simple
to
mission.
assassinate the world's #1 scientist. That is
simple
extreme
mission.
circumstances. What's
Simple
simple
mission.
about that?
They were
nerd,
not
man.
sweating.
Nerd.
Then
Oh
when we
my
started
God,
sweating, when it
bro.
was like, damn, there's the straw hats. Oh,
right.
oh, damn. Okay, like this is a
Yo,
little bit like
yo,
tougher than we
Chris,
thought.
yo, Chris, if it happened on panel,
Yo, then
That's what I'm
Capone should have
saying.
won. Capone should have beat Magellan then. He
They
should
still
have.
losing.
this
They
is
still
our
losing.
this is our point.
No,
They
this is
still
our
but
losing.
this is the difference. I'm
There is
willing
no
to
difference.
I'm willing to acknowledge when it's extreme circumstances. If it's regular stuff, then yeah.
With fair,
A clone is regular stuff.
with
A
fair,
Seraphim is not regular, bro.
With
Yeah, if y'all
fair
can't
reasonable
determine the
doubt.
difference between that, then what are we
Maybe
talking
it's
about?
Dark tournament, bro.
Y'all acting
Yeah,
like
bro,
Seb
please.
said that the
you're
Germans
arguing.
said
You're
bring another
debating
sibling with
strength
them.
level
Seb,
of assistance.
I think
It doesn't matter
Seb,
what
that's
assistance
what I'm
there
saying.
is. You don't add assistance if it's not necessary.
But if that's how you fight, if that's how you fight,
yo, Kaku
That's
fights like
not
that now.
how he fights.
Kaku fights like that now. Why can I add it? Why
Seb,
can I add it?
Seb, just get rid of the rule, man. Just
That's
get rid of
it.
it.
Like,
One
you
on
know, that's the whole
one.
thing. By getting rid of the rule, you know
Just
it's
get rid
bad.
of it.
no, but we're
Seb,
limiting mid-tier combatants.
Seb, no, hold on, Seb,
Yes, we
Seb.
are.
No, we're
We
not.
just straight
Seb,
up
I'll say
are.
this.
No,
Hold
we're
on,
not.
hold on,
You
hold on,
can't
Seb,
pick
I'll
and
say this.
choose, bro. That's not how it works.
Seb, we can get rid of the rule and it won't change anything because you really been the only one using it.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally.
Like I'm gonna be honest,
Literally
you're
the
the only person consistently
You
using
can
it.
just say
If
Yonji
you get rid of it,
I mean,
He does this in everything.
Listen,
like Seb, I honestly feel like if Barnes never mentioned the Seraphim, you were gonna mention them.
I wasn't, because that's not fair and reasonable. It's not.
Yeah, because of them
It's
being
not.
around.
It's
not
Sasaki
fair
for
and
whatever
reasonable at all.
reason.
What is
Seb,
fair and
Seb, I
reasonable
would
about the
put-
Seraphim
Seb,
entering the fight for
Seb,
Kaku?
I would put money on it that if Sasaki was for whatever reason winning the votes, you giving Kaku the Seraphim.
Hold on,
Yo,
hold on.
Seb,
Let me ask you this
Seb,
question. Hold on.
You wouldn't have said it now, but deeper in the tournament, if Kaku ended up fighting Magellan, you would have said Seraphim.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question.
As a joke.
Yo, everybody, let me ask this question. Okay. So let's just say that it was Mr. 5 that Kaku and the team brought. Would you be okay with them being like, yo, since Mr. 5 joined them in their fight, Kaku could just bring Mr. 5 in?
It's not fair. Why would Mr. 5 fight with Kaku? I don't
Because
understand.
he's just part of the CP0. Yeah.
Mr. Five?
Yeah, you could just say like Mr. Five. Would he be allowed to join the fight?
I feel like
Tripping
he'd
is
bring
Mr.
him because he's
Five
No,
always
is
and
like
this is a
the
hypothetical question,
liquor
bro.
bomb?
Yeah, yeah. Would he be able? Would you let him fight?
No, it's not the same thing. It's
Bro,
just
let's
not.
let's just go over how these rules work. So if you gave an order to someone to fight for you and they obeyed you, can you use them in this mid-tier tournament?
What if what if like Kid and
Here's
Law were
where-
like you could
Here's where
There's
Seb's
no
low-key
difference
right.
between
Like, I
Apu and
know
the numbers.
we
It's
should get
just
rid of
the
this rule.
Apu,
We should
the
get rid of
numbers
this
don't
rule.
match
It's
up.
stupid, but Seb's low-key right.
Just get rid of the rule, bro. You see the problems it's causing?
Oh, yo,
Whatever.
Next matchup.
Whatever. We'll get rid of the rule. Alright?
Thank you.
We'll get rid of the
no
rule.
need to be stubborn.
Okay.
bro.
But y'all are limiting people. Y'all don't see it, but y'all limiting people. But it's whatever.
Get
It's
rid of
whatever.
the rule, man.
We limited Yonji, bro. That don't matter.
Get rid of the rules.
That wouldn't
If you
matter.
need henchmen, if you need third parties, then you shouldn't even make it that far. It just is what it is.
You shouldn't
Like,
have
not
him
that guy.
anyways.
He's
Can we at least let Judge keep it? Like it's
no.
Like what are we
No.
talking?
Bro,
That's
if
legit how
Judge-
he fights.
What
Bro,
do you mean?
why do you want like? Hey, leave Judge alone. Like he can
Bruh.
fight for himself. He good. Like
It's words to stop, man. Like a Queen was in
Whoa,
this
why do
tournament,
you-
he gets the ice onies just because we saw it. Like, come on.
Decades before the German siblings came along.
All right, we gonna go
Judge
to
is
the next
one
fight.
too, right? Yeah.
I'll take my L.
Wait,
I do
wait,
want to
but Larry,
shout
Larry.
out Ragnar for donating the one gifted membership.
But yo,
Would nobody else want to switch that vote? You switch that. Hey, listen to me.
But
Switch that vote. You see what I'm saying? No.
but hold on, Larry, though. You have pushback on the Ashra thing. I'm curious about your thoughts. I was kind of surprised.
On what?
Ashra, Kankosaki.
Oh, we gotta get to that later, bro.
Larry got a mouthful.
No.
Guys, we got to speed run this next round because Larry does need to do his 1079 chapter reaction tonight at 9:30. Definitely tune in for that. But our final matchup of the DDT tonight is going to be VODS Judge versus Kanjuro. And apparently, Judge will not be allowed to use his clones. So, is what it is. Who you got?
Oh, so
What
Kanjuro
the-
can't use his scabbard people either, right?
He doesn't have control over them,
That's
bro. It's
crazy,
not
bro.
the same.
So they
It's
can't
not
have
the
help.
same,
They
bro.
can't have help, yo.
It's not the
They
same.
not even cool no more.
They can't have help, yo.
They're
Hello.
not even cool no more. They're
LOL.
not cool no more.
Anyway. Yeah, who you got? What diff? And why? And we'll start with Toby.
Dang, bro. Kanjuro was low-key faking 99% of the series, bro.
I didn't even know research for this one.
And he was stronger than Kanjuro was low-key nerve. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Kaku. I'm gonna go. I mean, Kaku. Oh, good looks. Kanjuro. I'm gonna go with Kanjuro. I'm gonna say high div. Bro was actually tough when he started showing his true colors. You know, we saw what he was capable of. He was getting away a lot. He was his brush. It was a brush, right? Yeah, it was actually stronger than it was shown to be before. And I feel like he was stronger than all the other scabbers besides Asha and Dendro. I forgot how to say his name. Dude with the blue hair. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Andro. I'm gonna say high div.
All right. Appreciate the take. Toby, we'll go to Ice.
I'm gonna say Kanjuro, high diff. Same reasons he gave. I just feel like with Kanjuro's Devil Fruit, it could get tricky for Judge, especially if he can't use his clones, whatever. So yeah, Kanjuro.
Okay. Appreciate the take, Ice. We'll go to Taku.
All right. So, are we giving him Kazenbo?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough one. So I feel like just because, well, I don't know. So you know what? I'm gonna go Judge. And the reason I'm gonna go Judge is because he has a raid suit, and I believe that his raid suit, it probably could pretty much deal with anything that Kanjuro's gonna throw at him. I don't see anything that can actually like harm him. The only thing that I could see is if, and it's reasonable to assume that Kanjuro has Rio, but none of his like devil fruit powers basically we've seen him use with Rio or anything like that. So I'd imagine he would have had to use his like sword brush thing to get in close to Judge. And I just feel like Judge using his spear and all of his, science, and especially being able to fly around and be able to tank things with his raid suit, I just feel like there's no reasonable way for Kanjuro to get in and actually do damage to Judge. Like I just maybe I'm missing something, but I just feel like Kanjuro just doesn't have that fight. Like he's not able to get in on Judge, especially because Judge is like also pretty big for a human, and he is fast, and like his raid suits just amplify all of the things that he's able to do. Plus his spear is really strong. I think if Kanjuro gets hit by that spear, I think it's almost a done deal. Like we haven't really seen any durability feats from him as far as like just not dying. I mean, he got slashed by Kinemon and stuff like that, but and Kiku, but those didn't really seem like they were giving their all. At least Kiku wasn't, because of obviously like the turmoil of being with a friend and stuff like that. It just didn't seem like they were ready to deal that final blow until Kinemon finally did almost, and then he just ended up dying to his own creation pretty much. I just don't see any of that stuff being able to harm Judge in any meaningful way that would take him out of the fight. And that's just my opinion. And it's probably, I mean, I'm sure that he could do some form of damage, but those raid suits are incredibly durable. We've seen them take a lot of punishment considering. So I'm just gonna go Judge, and I'm gonna say that it's probably like high diff.
Okay. Appreciate the take. Taku, we'll go to Pig.
No clones needed.
No clones. No clones. We'll go to Pig.
Just
All right.
keep diving that knife in, bro.
I think people are forgetting one thing. Judge is out here playing Power Ranger with his raid suit, and Conjuro's out here playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Summoning monsters and people and all kinds of stuff. So let's not forget that Kanjuro can just draw Odin incredibly well and basically summon Odin. He can also summon different creatures, birds, dragons. Who's to say he couldn't draw Kaido? He's a talented artist. So how is Judge supposed to fight an army of these creations and Kanjuro? So I'm going to give this one to Kanjuro Extreme Diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Pig. We'll go to Barnes.
Yo, he can draw really well, but I don't think his drawings have the strength of what he drew. Like he drew Odin, and he wasn't as strong as Odin, was he?
I don't believe so. No.
I don't think that's how that went down. And I think didn't Sanji and Judge fight, and Judge wasn't getting folded. So I'm gonna give it to what's his name? I'm gonna give it to Judge. He's fighting Kanjuro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mid diff, Judge mid diff.
All right. Appreciate the take. Barnes didn't even need clones for you, apparently. Take that dub. We'll go to Ragnar.
Too bad he can't use the German siblings. It's so unfortunate.
I think Nerd Taco brought it up earlier, but just Judge having the German suit should make it impossible for painter dude Kanjuro to do anything, to be honest. Unless he's gonna do that solar sacrifice and do the whole fire thing. He's not doing anything to Judge, to be honest. Like Judge can do everything the other German suits can do. He can do an outer body shield. It gives him on-body armor. He can he has like electric attacks as well, so he can concentrate like electricity into his spear. We saw him do that. Like Sanji's basic attacks take out Pacifista, and Sanji was trying to kill that man at one point, and he was okay. No, regardless of how you feel about it, like literally, Sanji cannot try and take out Pacifista, and he was trying to kill this man, and he could not do it at the time. Not saying he wouldn't win in the end. I'm just saying at the time he was able to put up a decent fight against Sanji. That's really my reason. I think it's like a mid diff. I'm not saying it's going to be completely a wash. It's more like it's going to be like a moderately difficult fight, right? Because Kanjuro is still a skilled swordsman, but Rio is not doing like how far does Rio go before like you actually completely can't do anything against Judge? I think he has the same repair functions as any of the Gerbo siblings, unless he doesn't. There's nothing to state that he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah, I think he should win this.
All right. Appreciate the take, Ragnar. We'll go to Javerse, but before I go to you, Javerse, in your PFP, is that Gintama or is that Luffy and Gear 5th as Roger?
No, that's Gintama.
Okay.
They did a little special thing where they replaced Roger with Gintoki, like the We Are opening.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was Gear 5th
So,
for like
you
2
know.
seconds. I was like, all right. But it's on you.
All right. Y'all know me. I'm the big Germa, Ben Smoke. But I've been going back and forth on this, right? And I feel like everybody made some good points. But I feel like the Rio goes further than I think people are going to give it credit for. And we're not quite sure how Sanji's exoskeleton, or I guess like the exoskeleton and raid suit in general, would do against like durability negation like that. I'm sure Sanji would have a better time of it than the rest of them, just because of how he's like built naturally, even without all those enhancements. But I feel like it's a pretty close fight. I feel like Conjuro's up there in like the upper ʍ levels, and Judge was able to beat Snack back in Whole Cake Island. That was like the fourth.
Did he beat
the fourth? Yeah, no, he beat Snack. At least they fought. They charged into each other, and then the next time we see Judge, he's a little bandaged up, but he's the one who made it out that fight. At the very least, he was able to compete with Snack well enough that he was able to get by.
Okay.
So, and then for Kanzembo, like the big fire thing, I feel like the raid suit would mostly nullify that. I'm not sure how his face would fare, because like that's not covered in a raid suit. Like he has the helmet on, but I don't know how that's gonna do against everything else. I'll give it to Judge. Like extreme diff though, like as extreme as it gets.
All right. Appreciate the take. Javerse, we'll go to JT.
First off, I'm going to just say, after y'all had y'all whole debate, argument, whatever, Judge deserves his clones.
Thank you. Oh my God.
And I'm just going to finish saying this, and I'm not going to argue this at all, but Judge deserves his clone. One of y'all, like, y'all bringing up, like, the most, y'all acting like Sebastian reaching so hard, saying, like, well, Kanjuro gets his scabbards. Bro, Judge made clones. He made them with their sole purpose. Those clones' sole purpose to exist is to protect Judge, bro. And if he says pop up and die for me, boom, they doing that. The scabbards, bro, like, come on. But you know what? We're just gonna get past that. That's just I've been waiting to get that out for a while. But I'm gonna go Kanjuro actually on this one. I think Kanjuro's getting a little bit underestimated here. You know, Judge beating Snack to me isn't that impressive. Snack is like one of the biggest L's ever. Just some crazy reason. Like I personally feel like, your Rouge or your Rouge. This is kind of stretching, but your Rouge beat Snack. Like a pretty difficult battle, and with my reasoning, I'm putting your Rouge, around the level of most of those, mediocre supernovas, and some of them were 𝗍𝗄𝗄s, and it's stated that the scabbard, that a weakened scabbard could still beat a 𝗍𝗄𝗄, and Kanjuro was hanging with those scabbards, like taking care of them pretty easily. So I'm gonna give it to Kanjuro just on the sure fact that I think that he could blitz Judge and take care of him. I don't think that the devil fruit is really going to be that much of a factor, but I think that he's got it in the end.
All right. Super appreciate the take, JT. I really do. I really do. I don't think I've ever appreciated a take more in the DDT. But MVP to DDT today, for sure. We'll go to... I just got dropped off.
I'm going to tear up that whole argument, but go on.
We'll go to KJ. Here we go.
Bro, Chris is in the cut, man.
Chris keep popping, messing up my screen here, bro. KJ, it's on you.
Oh, my bad. To be honest, I don't like neither one of these. You got a snake and you got a poor father. Poor father. Piss poor father. I don't like neither one of these cats. This is hard for me because you real deal got a snake for 20 years and then you got a father figure supposedly that's supposed to put all this knowledge into his quote unquote clones, his his legacies, and he don't even know what's going on with that. So I like honestly, like if this is DDT 101. The last thing I seen in Kanjuro is when he made that the castle get on fire with his ability, right? Then he made it into like some type of like fire demon or some shit like that. Oh my bad. But fire it was something like, you know what I mean? So it was just like that was like when Oda threw that in there for him, it was just like okay, you gave him this because he a Kurizumi. He gotta go out like a like it was, and it's just like with Judge, we seeing now how much knowledge that he has, him and Caesar, and it's just like if he really in a one-on-one fight, and now we saying he can't use not one clone, like he got his spear, and it's just like if he has enough durability or anything, one-on-one type of moves when it come to fighting Kanjuro, I can't really see it yet. Like I can see him being in the suit and he doing his thing, but I thought he'd get tired in it. Like I honestly, if I had to pick one, I'd probably have to just go with Kanjuro. But I don't even like saying that. So I mean, because I really don't rock with snakes like that, yo. Like he really tried that. But I feel like I get what he was doing. But I probably had to just go Kanjuro straight up.
Appreciate the take, KJ. We'll go to Lucky.
Yeah, so I was thinking about it. Like I was thinking Kanjuro was gonna win, then like the raid suit. Then I was like, Judge is gonna win with the raid suit, but I gotta go with Kanjuro because I think it's gonna be like a close fight, like 50-50. Like Kanjuro can do a lot of things with his devil fruit. He can summon like the fire thing, and he has all these attacks. But like it won't do anything to Judge because he has a raid suit. But it's gonna come down like it'll be like Ace versus Jinbe kind of thing. Like Judge doesn't really have a fighting spirit. Judge is like a scientist. He's just like Caesar. And Kanjuro, he's a samurai. He has a little bit more fighting spirit. And like Judge's head's not covered. So I think Kanjuro, like at the end, he'll just get like a headshot in. Like he'll just hit this guy's head with Rio, and that'll finish it off.
Yeah, man.
That
if only he had some clones to protect him. I appreciate the take, Lucky.
Honestly, hold on, Seb. I might switch to Kanjuro.
All right, that's my take, man.
Yes, sir, Javerse.
Yeah, I was going back and forth with it, but like I feel like Rio is just too much of a. It got too much oomph to it, you know.
Word. All right. Appreciate the takes, y'all. Where were we? We'll go to McLovin.
I definitely have Judge. I just want to say, like, I feel like there's a very big difference between clones and servants. So I don't think that Seb's take is that bad. I feel like clones are all right. Like, it's a clone, it's not a whole nother person. It's just a clone. So I definitely give it to Judge mid-diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, McLovin. We'll go to Shin.
Yo, so I did some research. And, I always come back with some nice information that might change some people's minds every time I go do research. And I ain't gonna lie, Judge is nice. Judge is nice. But Kanjuro is nicer. Like it's just Judge. Even if you give him the clones, Kanjuro is too nice. Let me tell you what Kanjuro has in his bag. Not only does he have Rio, he has both observation and armament. He has amazing devil fruit to the point where anything he draws act like that thing. Now, I'm not saying he can just draw Kaido, but if he draws a snake, the snake can constrict, and if he draws a bird, the bird can fly, so on and so forth. Not only that, we know that Kanjuro can disguise himself as some other people. If he disguises himself as let's say a clone, he'll tell the clone, go do that. He gonna act like he do it, stabbed in the back. You over with. Like, and then like Kanjuro is a very good actor as well. I'm gonna put the acting part in
Yo,
it.
Shin, hold up. If
Yo,
Judge
Seb, let me
can't
finish.
get clones, Kanjuro can't draw clones to make Judge think
I
that clones
feel,
is working for him either.
I feel you. That was just if he had the clones though. I wish he did. But even then, Kanjuro is a very great actor. He can draw countless beings. He can draw people. He can draw animals. He can draw things. So, and not only that, Kanjuro has the heavy rain spikes, the ink fall rain spikes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He summoned that. It constantly rains like hardened spikes. So Judge will have to like be focused on that. Granted, he has the raid suit, but Germa himself is not mutated. Germa is just a regular human with the raid suit. So like the raid suit does boost his physical capabilities. He's able to fly, I'm pretty sure, and he's able to do a lot of stuff. But Kanjuro, with his spikes that fall, he can draw countless monsters and beings. He can draw the mountain god if he wanted to. Like honestly, he could draw the mountain god, let it come, mess with Judge. And the thing is, Kanjuro is a sneak. My boy gonna get the job done while you dealing with my paintings, bro. I'ma come behind you, Rio, stabbed in behind, like you over with. So like, I'm gonna have to give it to Kanjuro. Just out of respect for Judge, I think Judge can take it to high def, maybe even mid. But we also know that Kanjuro is extremely durable. He was able to kill Ashura Doji with anything you see on panel. He strapped some bombs to one of his paintings. Judge is like almost out of there. If Ashura Doji got put down and Ashura Doji is, people think he's third commander level. Come on, let's be serious. If Judge get hit with the same explosion in one of Kanjuro's paintings, it's over for Judge. So I'm gonna get, and Kanjuro is very durable with all the attacks we seen him take in Wano, and he kept getting back up. The only time he died was that last finale. And he got the fire thing. I don't even remember folks' name.
Kanzenbo.
Yeah, Kanzenbo. He got bro. So even then, Kanzenbo, I'ma say it's harder than Sanji's Diablo Jambe. Even though Judge was able to catch it, it's still harder than Sanji's Diablo Jambe because it was literally going through anything. Going through walls, going through floors. It was literally like once it touched, like Magellan's Poison, once it touched something, fire is just gonna spread. It's just gonna spread, and like I don't think like Judge has any way to protect himself from that raging fire. So I'm gonna give it to.
I think the raid suits are fire resistant in general, but
I
don't know if
I
they're
was just about to push
Kazenbo
back.
fire resistant.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
That's
but his
the.
face is open.
That's my whole thing though. Like even if it's fire resistant, that don't mean it can just like, oh yeah, it can block all type of fire attacks. Because that's like saying Kainu can't do nothing to a raid suit, which is absolutely false. Ace can't do nothing to a raid suit, which is absolutely false. So I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say
we'll never find out.
So
No, we
to push back a bit, Jumbo is
man.
hot, but like we've seen people walk into it and then kind of like walk away later. Like it's definitely hot and it definitely, but it doesn't move through things because of how hot it is. It like completely slips through the walls. It's not burning through the wall.
Yeah,
It
but
just
my
kind
thing is, if it passed through you, you on fire regardless.
That's because you can
But
pass
it's not.
through walls.
It wasn't like a necessarily like crazy hot fire, but you know, I'll
No,
let
it
you
was
have.
insane. It
Yo,
lit up
guys,
all of Onaga's.
guys, we on a time crunch, and I gotta get everybody's takes. So I appreciate the take, Shin. Sorry, Diverse. But we'll go to Zay D Law, and I can't tell if this is your first DDT or not, but you've been patient. I appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you. No, this is my first DDT. I watch you guys every day. You guys get me through work. I appreciate everybody's takes, honestly. Shin had some good takes. I know JT had some good takes, but look, I know you see the name. I attend the Church of Odin every Sunday. I smoke that Kizaru or that Kanjuro pack. You know, I can't with any part of my body be like, this goes to Kanjuro, even though Judge is the worst type of father when we were talking about dads the other day.
Oh,
And
That's funny.
I'm gonna have to give a little bit for Judge as well, because we know he's a hierarchy man. So we know that when he does have his servants, he makes them fall for him and stuff like that. And his kids only have a certain amount of power. And to what Shin was saying earlier, to what affects the raid suits, we haven't seen really anyone put significant damage onto a raid suit. We've seen them subdued. We haven't seen them really get packed out to a full extent. And I think with all of them having the lightning power and then the fire power with Sanji, I think Judge got that water power in the bag. And as we've seen with Kanjuro, all of his paintings and everything are pretty much just paintings. As soon as they get wet, that's it. And the one thing I do see going for Kanjuro, like JT said, it's not his devil fruit, it's his swordsmanship. He's got the Rio going for him. But are we saying that King, when he put hands on Sanji, did he have Rio? Because if he put hands on Sanji Rio, Sanji did get packed out that one time in the town, and he was talking about, if I didn't have my raid suit, that'd have been it. But in the same breath, that's King, and I know Kanjuro ain't on King's level. And I'm thinking Judge just gonna have to put hands on him. And bro's a rat. Like, off of that simple fact, I can't for any reason be like, yeah, he got this. Bro's a straight snake. He's a
AJ
cheesy.
appreciates that one.
Hey, facts. Facts.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, when you were speaking, I'm like, man, look, he's speaking
I'm a real one.
facts. That's crazy to me.
Church of Odin.
But yeah,
They come in here like that.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Judge, but I'm gonna give it high
Hey,
def.
I was
high to
playing,
extreme
man.
def.
Why you look at me like that?
Yo, KJ, you good? All right. Appreciate the take, Zay. We'll go to Soul. What's going on, man?
I'm gonna make this one a short, but I feel like Kanjuro has this one just because of Ryu. Even if you can't break the raid suit directly, I feel like the Ryu, because it's internal, it'll do a lot more damage to him than normal Haki would do. So I'm gonna have to give it to Kanjuro. Extreme diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Soul. Chris, you've been patient, man. What's going on? I know you heating up, hearing all the raid suit hype. You know,
I am.
Do your thing.
I have been patient. I had to step away real quick to get this. If you can't see, it's a hanger. Because we're gonna pack up the race suits.
All right, dog.
It's time to pack the race suits up, yo. Pack them up.
We not even gassing up.
That's how he's
Chris
going to
got
fight.
his silky on too tight, man. Chill out, bro.
That's how he's going to fight. What you mean, pack him up?
We gonna pack them up. Wow.
That's terrible.
Look, you know,
a handicap.
Nah, yo, look. A lot of people, I'll be honest, a lot of people on both sides brought up great points. And I took down some like notable notes. Not to take away from anyone's points, but just the ones I feel like attacking. You know what I'm saying? Let me just start with Zay D Law. You know, he said Chandra's a rat. And I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna
Chandra
defend
is a rat.
that?
I'm not gonna defend it. I'm not gonna defend it. We can give it to him. We can give it to him. Kanjo's a rat. But Kanjo's a rat. You know what Judge is? Too Short's favorite word. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Because if I recall, I remember I remember Judge crying because his kids wouldn't listen to him and they were happy to be caught and about to die. You know what I'm saying? His master plan failed and he was crying his butt off. You know what I'm saying? I remember that feeling useless. You know what I'm saying? I want to give credit to Shin for the first time. I won't say the first time, let me not be like that. But Shin, you did a lot of great takes. You actually mentioned a lot of stuff I was going to say. I'll go back to that. Ragnar has said something about Sanji had difficulty fighting the pacifistas and Judge beat Sanji. So that should say a lot. And that's cute. But you know who else was in Sabaody? Tomorrow. And Luffy couldn't touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta sleep. We gotta stop sleeping on Rio. We gotta stop sleeping on the samurai in general. They're nice. And I've said it before. Any race, any country of people, the samurai are those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta stop sleeping on samurais in general. If you're a samurai, especially a scabbard, you nice. If we can compare the scabbards to Luffy and Zoro, then yeah, we're gonna say they trash, but in general, they nice. You know what I'm saying?
Even a man who carry an oversized paintbrush.
Yes. And I'll explain why. JT said we could give Judge all the clones he wants. Matter of fact, give me a number. Give me a number of clones Judge has.
14 million.
14 million? Great.
That's
at the end of
JT. I like
ridiculous. We
at
gotta
the end
stay
of the-
fair and reasonable in the mid-tier tournaments, y'all.
I don't care. I don't care what the number is. It's a finite number. And with Kanjo's ability, he can surpass that because he can create an infinite amount of clones. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
draw him first, though.
And that's fine.
It's the draw
But the
him
thing
first.
is, I didn't see him get tired drawing. He drew efficiently.
What if they take
He drew well.
the paintbrush away?
And unlike those bum clones that Judge created, that all they can do is walk and talk, and I haven't seen them do anything besides like off themselves to protect Judge and other than Smoke. Kanjuro's clones got hands. You know what I'm saying? I think we forget that when we discovered when Kanjuro was even the traitor to begin with, when he was sailing with Kinemon and them, Kanjuro wasn't even there. It was a clone. You know what I'm saying? We have seen Kanjuro's Odin clone take damage from Ashura Doji. Ashura Doji damaged Kanjuro's Odin clone, and it did not disappear. It laughed and killed Ashura Doji. That's literally what it did. And then it went on to fight Denjiro. And I think it was Toby that said that Denjiro is that dude. You said that Denjiro was the strongest scabbard, right? And the Odin clone was going like 1-for-1 against Denjiro. Did not take an L. You feel me? It took Ashura Doji having to sacrifice himself just to defeat that. And so basically, to me, I'm not trying to hype up Kanjuro to be like this super amazing person, but I guess what I am trying to say is that y'all are overrating the race suits yet again and Judge yet again. And Shin said the biggest point I was going to make. You know, it was one thing when it was Yonji and Ichiji and them, but Vince Smoke, Judge does not have an exoskeleton. He is a regular human wearing a bodysuit. That's all he is. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Ryo is once again slept on. The samurai in general are slept on. And whether I'm not the biggest Kanjuro fan whatsoever, but Judge is having trouble fighting WCI Sanji. He won, but it was like low-key through cheating. Judge crying because he's in the face of the Big Mom Pirates. Like, to me, Judge is just not that guy. And I don't want to take away from Judge. Judge is strong. He is capable. But Judge is a person that throughout his entire existence, as far as we know, had to rely on inventions, had to rely on his kids, had to rely on a bodysuit. You know what I'm saying? Just him, one-on-one, he's a nobody. So Kanjuro, and I'll say mid-diff, just to be nice.
All right. Appreciate the take, Chris. I believe that's all of y'all. So Larry, it's on you.
Kanjuro. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't have much to say about either of these guys. Kanjuro's just that guy. He's shown durability too, exceptionally high durability, except like his own crew. He got attacked by Kaku, took that, ate that, got attacked by basically everybody, and he was defending himself. So can't really say anything bad about him, man. He's like the Sai from Naruto, right? Like, you could probably do a lot more with his ink. We just don't know. Like, he might even be able to, like, create... I know everybody's saying the clone thing, that he can just draw. I don't know how fast he could draw them. But if he did draw, like... Let's say, like, he drew, like, 2 judges. Then he could just distract Judge with those 2 clones and then fight Judge. And he'd just do what he has to do. That seems reasonable. And he knows Rio. So... there's no reason to doubt him. Plus, he's super deceptive, right? So, like, I don't know. I don't really have anything great to say, but I just feel like Kanjuro is the right pick, and Judge isn't.
Yeah, and Larry, you reminded me. I was gonna say it too, and I forgot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, Kanjuro could draw specific people. Like, what if he drew Sora? Is that gonna affect Judge's, mindset?
You know that man
what
don't like that woman.
He do not care.
How would he know who
He was in
Sora
love.
is?
Yeah, how would he
He was in
know?
How would
love.
he know, bro?
I don't think he can. I don't think he can.
Bro,
I don't
I'm
even
just
think he
saying,
cared
we
for
don't
him.
we don't know if that's like some PTSD. We don't know if that's some like hidden trauma. I don't know.
Either way, I don't know how
what if it
Kanjuro
was
would have
Sanji?
access
Like,
to that
hey,
knowledge,
let me
bro.
draw Sanji real quick and say, oh my gosh, I hate Sanji. Let me go chase after Sanji because I hate his guts. And then boom, Kanjuro right there to like attack him from the back of Rio. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
good with him drawing stuff and drawing people and maybe using them to distract. I don't know if he's gonna tap into the emotional fragility of Judge with his drawings, like he did for the Scabbards. Like, that was a specific. I know what would mess them up in this moment. He don't know nothing about Judge. Like, I don't know if I'm right. Like, maybe I'm. Maybe
that's
I'm,
fair.
But
No, that's fair.
Mhm.
That's a fair counter argument. I'll give it that.
Mhm.
But his clones basically are more real than Judge's clones. Like, Judge's clones are like they remind me of like Zetsu off Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Like the white Zetsus, like they're just there. Like, they don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? But Kanjuro's clones are more like Naruto's shadow clones. Like, they can actually fight. They can actually, you know what I'm saying, copy techniques. And I feel like that's just way more impressive. So even if we gave Judge his clones are not stacking up to Kanjuro's clones. And if we don't give Judge clones, then Kanjuro could overcome them with numbers.
Yeah. But I appreciate the takes, y'all. Appreciate the take, Larry. I agree with a lot of what I heard today in regards to this matchup. I will say, and not even to be petty, I do think the clones not being there affect my decision on this one.
Of course it would.
I was gonna go Judge. He don't got clones, I'm going Kanjuro. I just am. It's just how it is. Kazembo, the ink rain that he used, I think all that stuff's gonna be way more effective because now Judge can't defend himself as effectively as he normally would. And in general, like, we talk about durability. I know Judge took like a lightning strike from Big Mom one time. And he was, I don't want to say he was good because he definitely took severe damage from that. But I've seen Kanjuro take damage from a lot of people. And he was able to keep fighting and keep doing stuff. And in general, I just think he's more versatile as a fighter. I think Judge has some versatility. The lightning spear, he can fly using his raid suit. He has some defense. But again, his main defense was those clones. And if he doesn't have them, then it's just going to be hard for him to not be impacted by a lot of the stuff. And Chris and Shin said it straight up. Like, we talk about the Germa kids. They all have exoskeletons. Judge doesn't. So he doesn't have that added layer of protection from anything. I do think the raid suit does protect him from Kazembo. At least on some level, he'll be able to withstand it. But Kanjuro has so much more in his arsenal that he can use to hurt Judge. While I don't know that I've seen anything from Judge specific that's going to take Kanjuro out before Kanjuro's arsenal is just too much for Judge to deal with without the clones. So I am gonna go Kanjuro. I'm gonna go Extreme Diff, just because I think this is a really interesting fight. I really do.
I personally don't even include 𝐬𝐬𝐿 because to me, I view that as a dying wish. Like that's like I am dying type of an attack.
What he drew it though. Like it's not like he said like this is taking like my life energy. He drew it. He was just dying when he did it. Right? Maybe I read that wrong.
I'm pretty sure he said he
I had
drew
to
it like
reread the
dying. I could be wrong.
Like
but
it was something about like a 𝗁𝗁𝗁 or something. It was like
It was
our
the dying wish of the
families,
crew.
like-
Oda was getting real like poetic in that room specifically. In that room specifically, he got real poetic in that arc. So yeah, man. I mean, ultimately, he drew that, man. Like he drew it. I'm not gonna act like he can't draw it again.
I know you said like if it happened in the panel, it can happen in real life. To me, I don't think it happens in real life unless he's dying. I don't think he could just like throw that out there. Me personally, but if you go on to add it, it only helps for Kanjuro's like.
I was gonna let him use that. I did want to read off the super chat from Ragnar, which Ragnar, you gotta stop doing this. But it's got $2 for Ragnar. It says switch vote to Judge, same proposal. Ragnar, no bribing in the DDT, please. That's not how we want the wins here. That's not how we want people getting votes. All right, they gotta get the votes. People gotta believe that they'll win.
This
With
is
the
the power of the German said.
Power of the German. There's other German people in here. You can cape for them in a couple other matchups coming forward. But
Ragnar, get your hangers, bro. You're gonna need them. The racer's getting packed up.
Oh man, but all right, y'all,
Why does Toby have a belt?
I don't know why Toby got a belt, man. He scared me, bro.
It was just his. It was just his.
But
we packing up the race suits, y'all.
Try to have this on stream. You're trying to get you demonetized.
But yo, we gotta wrap up here. I'm gonna try to give Larry a little break before he does his 1079 chapter reaction. That is gonna happen tonight at 9:30. I believe is with Chestnut or no?
Yeah, Chestnut's gonna be joining.
Yes, Chestnut will be live with him. So tune in for that to see Larry's reaction. Should be
Apparently, Shin has spoiled Chestnut, so thank you, Shin.
Did you? Is Shin here? That's terrible. That's terrible.
There's no common decency amongst people anymore.
Listen, Shin not in here, man. But that's terrible.
No,
Shin, if you did that.
Shin dipped out.
Like literally, all you gotta say is just tune in. Just tune in. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely
tuning in for the live.
Definitely tune in for the live. It should be an interesting one.
Everybody tune in for the live, bro. We all here already.
And if y'all haven't already, please drop a like on the stream. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, as you guys all know. But this was a fun DDT. I still feel like clones should be in play for some people. But whatever. They not.
Now let me say this. Seb. If you didn't go wild with Beige, talk about some Luffy and Sanji.
But Tony, even that, I took that back. I went for Magellan.
Don't even need
No, the close thing is reasonable, but the fact that you were wilding previously, we're not letting you have
But Toby, I said that as a joke and then took it back on stream.
I get you.
It was even before that though, like the Moria stuff, like even before that.
I loved it. I honestly loved it. But I'm just they not letting you get away with nothing no more.
It's crazy.
Listen, I was cool with Moria using ores because he literally pilots inside of him. That's like part of it. But the Ryuma thing, I feel like was too far.
Ah, that's too much. That's too much.
But I feel like Moria's like a pre-time skip villain, so I feel like that giving that to him was fair.
That's not fair. First of all, he didn't really like.
So let
if it wasn't for a hogback, he wouldn't have had ores.
So let me ask y'all this then, right? So like this is what I mean when I was talking about this. Like with some characters, it's gonna be real beneficial, and other ones it won't matter. But so say Hawkins, right? On panel, he had a kid doll. Are we gonna debate that you have to be able to defeat kid level? Like he had that on panel. And it's part of his devil fruit abilities, etc.
One-on-one.
But here's the other thing. But that's the other thing. It's like, yo, I have dolls, right? We've seen him use that doll on panel, right? It's a part of what he was capable of doing. This is why I added it, because there's people like Hawkins, like Judge, like the 𝗵𝐻𝘁𝘁 kids that have these like exterior factors to their abilities, Mori
Hey,
included.
this is what
I
I
factored that
told
in when I
Hawkins.
added them into the mid-tier tournament. Y'all are
And
basically
here's the
saying, yo,
thing.
these like Hawkins' ability means nothing.
And
You know what I'm
here's the
saying?
thing.
He's nothing in this
Here's the,
tournament now.
but here's
It's valid.
the thing for that
Hawkins
example.
is valid.
For Hawkins, for example, right? Get your opponent's doll then. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not saying like, oh, we put Hawkins against Kaido and we gave Hawkins Kaido's doll, like then Hawkins can win. Like, what are we doing? Like Hawkins by himself versus whoever by himself. If he wants to use his dolls, earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like why are we
But
giving him like
but this is what I
whatever
mean.
type of
Hold
scene?
on. So say, we brought up Naruto earlier. Say it's Danzo and he's trying to use Izanagi. Like that's part of his stuff. He took people's eyes. They're on his abilities. That's part of what his ability allows him to do. You're basically saying, nah, he can't use Izanagi. It's not fair.
That's not the
That-
same.
that's way
That's
different.
literally Hawkins' ability.
So
it's
way
literally
different than the
Hawkins'
dolls.
ability.
What I would say.
Hold
on, no.
Put him on his
Seb is actually
arm.
right here.
He took dolls from other people and put them in his body. If you kill him, those dolls get transferred to.
Are the equivalent of like the Sharingan eyes on Danzo's body? Are the
No.
equivalent of, like, Zoro using
Hold on.
swords?
That's not what Sebastian's saying. Sebastian doesn't understand prep versus just overall what you have as an ability.
But if you're
He
fighting
thinks that-
any of these people,
hold on.
they have
Hold
these
on, hold
things
on.
built in.
You're saying you're not recognizing that Donzo. Hold on, you're not recognizing that Donzo himself already had that installed into his arm. There
That's
are
what I'm
no
saying.
external factors besides that. When he enters into a fight, that's already in play. Hawkins has to go out and get whatever he has to get and then put it inside him to use it for that battle. He just doesn't have everything then and
Well,
there.
Larry, this is
Hold on,
why
man.
this is
Hold on.
why I put the parameter in.
There's prep versus what you
but
want.
we don't know what the hold on. We don't know what the prep is for Hawkins and his dolls. We've never been told, shown, highlighted, nothing. We've just seen him use dolls.
We know that.
So I
Plus-
was saying
Hold on,
to
Larry,
make
here's-
it
here's-
fair, you
Seb,
have to be
Seb.
able to use whatever they've used
Hold
on
on,
panel.
hold on.
doesn't get it, bro.
But Seb,
Larry,
you
there's
can't
little
just bring
flaw in, like, the
whatever.
argument you used for Donzo, right? Like you're saying, oh well, Hawkins has to go out and get these things before battle. You at one point, Donzo had to go out and get those eyes before a battle.
He didn't
He
just
didn't.
walk. He
That
doesn't
was
have
something
the.
he always
It's
had.
way
He did
that's
go out there.
way different.
And then what's
What's different
no,
about
it's
it?
not different. Let me explain why
No,
it's not
that's
different.
okay.
No, hold
That's
on.
like saying
Hold on,
that's like
Chris,
saying like
Chris,
if Queen.
Chris,
That's
let me
like saying
talk.
if
Let me
Queen
talk.
was in this tournament.
Chris, let me talk.
Go ahead, Jarvis.
I'm saying it's not different because what you're saying. Oh well, Hawkins uses them up and then he has to get more, right? What happens when Donzo uses the Sharingan for Izanagi? They're gone. He'd have to go out and get another Sharingan. Just because nobody ever made him use up the Izanagi doesn't mean that it's like something like
No.
Hawkins uses up dolls, right?
No,
And he's constantly
no.
restocking them. What happens when Donzo has to if Donzo had survived that fight with Sasuke?
Javerse and Seb.
If he had survived that fight with Sasuke, what would he have done? He would have gone back to his little storage room and picked up some more Sharingan and put them in his arm.
Javerse and Seb. No. Here is where like the Donzo's arms are way more equivalent to like General Frankie. You know what I'm saying? Queen's modifications. You feel me? Because those were things he already had like beforehand. So General Frankie gets hurt. Frankie can't just have like all the time he wants in the world to just go make like more General Frankies. Like that is a modification that he already like had. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not Frankie using his ability during the battle. That's something he already had. Like I promise you, this is a video game, and it was a One Piece video game, and you are choosing Hawkins as your character. In no way, shape, or form are they adding who are your dolls. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a Kaido doll, you get a Queen doll, you get a Big Mom doll.
I'll eat that for Hawkins, but that was my argument for Judge. He would get the clones if you were fighting with him in a video game.
I'm not even arguing about the clones.
It's
about Donzo and Hawkins.
Judge is already in a video.
Go ahead, Taku, and we got to wrap soon. But like, go ahead. Taku.
Okay, but so historically, every time we've seen Hawkins, he's had dolls already prior. He usually has them to his like people or whatever. Like when we see him in Sabaody, he gets hit. Immediately a doll comes out. We see him in Wano. Same thing. Like all the time, he always keeps like probably like 5 to 10 dolls in him at all times. I would say 5 is probably where I would put him at almost all times. Like that's historically something that he has done. And yes, you can argue that of course he had to go out and get them, but regardless, like Hawkins being the calculated person that he is and the way his devil fruit works and how he's not this incredible powerhouse, he just has these lives basically. I would say that it's totally reasonable to speculate that he has probably 5. I would give him 5 as a handicap at all times. Now, that's part of his ability and his fighting power. Otherwise, he would probably be way lower on the totem pole when it comes to fighting. So that's how they factor him in as a supernova. That's how they judge his power. So therefore, I would say 5 dolls is what he would roll up to in any scenario. And he probably keeps those 5. It's not like a prep time thing. It's not like he's like, well, I got to make sure I got my, sword on me and all this other stuff. It's like he keeps that number of fodder people's dolls inside him at all times.
And Narutoku, I would agree with you. But 99% of Hawkins' dolls, if you're just taking to Hawkins as an example, are his own crewmates or his own subordinates. You know what I'm saying? And to me, and it's speculation, we don't really know exactly how the dolls work, but it is kind of telling that each of the dolls we've seen get decimated and don't affect him are like people that are nearby him, at least on the same island. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, it's like if we had a tournament and you said, yo, Luffy, you're in the East Blue, come meet in Sabaody to fight Hawkins, and Hawkins come down from the North Blue to fight Luffy. Like, this is y'all's middle ground battle arena. To me, it'll be way too much to say like, oh yeah, we just gonna give Hawkins like Nami's doll and Usopp's doll and Zoro's doll, and Luffy just got to find a way to deal with it. Like that to me is like unreasonable.
I mean, that's not
saying.
what I'm saying. At least I'm just saying dolls in general. It could be fodder, but he's gonna have dolls on him.
Yeah, I would say I'd say they
I
will
think
be
the
fodder
debate is
people.
whether or not we will allow him to have a kid doll. That's the real debate because he's used that on family.
I would say not a kid doll. That's too specific.
That was a really specific scenario.
It was, which is why I said I'd be fine with him not getting that. It's y'all are equating him having dolls or something similar. Like, you know what I mean?
In my opinion, though, Steph, there's in my opinion, though, in my opinion,
one-on-one.
But in my opinion, like Hawkins even using a doll is more so his ability than saying that the Vengeful get to use their clones or you know what I'm saying.
But yo, that's how they fight, bro.
More,
it just is.
Listen,
but yo, guys, we do gotta run. We do gotta run. I gotta give Larry some prep for his 1079 reading. It's really awesome to talk to you guys today. I did want to shout out Mr. D Artist for the awesome images that we used today for the DDT. Appreciate it every time, man. They're so dope. But seriously, we love having y'all. Hope y'all had a great Wednesday. Definitely tune in. Was it 20 minutes? Not even?
It's at 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30. About 20 minutes. Larry's gonna be going live for 1079 reading. Appreciate all the takes tonight, gentlemen. But have a great night. Larry, you have anything you want to say before we close out?
No, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves.
All right, y'all.
Also, Sebby Wallen.
You too, man.
Can't wait, man.
On the stream,
yo, the Laker game is at 9:30. I am skipping the Laker game to watch, or at least the start of the Laker game to watch Larry's live.
Oh man, yo, Javerse, drop everybody. I can't.
Got you.
Are you serious? I'm still watching.
I'm a Lakers fan.
Oh.
LA born and raised.